Hello everybody, and welcome to potentially the very last part of this shitty playthrough, thank God. Alright. First question, Valvatore Z00 says, bring in German Spy or Nick from BitterBits and talk about how far the series has fallen, question mark, and also a period for some reason. Okay. To that end, hello, German Spy, hello, Nick from BitterBits.
Well,
I didn't know that was the catalyst for this.
you could have prepared us a little bit for that.
Oh, holy shit, that's good. Okay, talk about how far the series has fallen.
Well, you've come to the right place, friends. Welcome to the Council of Bitching.
Oh, shit. God, I wasn't fucking... Who was that?
That was Valvatorez00.
My man. God
Everybody
damn, that
go
was good.
follow that guy. Just go
that's
subscribe
a-
to his YouTube channel right now.
Dead already? Guess they're dead already. Alright. I will briefly communicate my setup for this. This is kind of fucked up. I'm having to record your audio baked into what I'm listening to on PC. So that might be kind of weird. So their quality might be kind of blah, 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 but it'll probably be fine. Other part is I'm streaming the game to them at the same time that I'm doing this, which will definitely increase the odds that my computer bursts into flames. But that's okay too. Because hopefully what we're going to be doing here, and I can't do this with Spy, since Spy has issues, as Spy always does. But I'm going to be bringing in
bring
Nick,
up my issues.
and hopefully the two of us will be able to clear this up.
Oh,
I gotta
shit.
bring up
This is
my
a hell of-
issues. That's private shit, Plague.
This is a hell of a start, man.
That is a lie. It is never private.
Oh.
You're right. What am I talking about? This is the internet. Nothing is private.
God, dude, fucking, I get summoned in, and, like, the camera is just so wedged deep up your fat ass.
Okay, the other
Like,
part
oh.
of this little experiment, in addition to the fact that, by the way, check out these levels, these big, thick levels. Freela decided that she had enough, that is to say, I decided that I had enough, and decided just to fuck around, so... Level 710,
Like
here we
taped
are.
4 Slim Jims together and put a
Jeez.
fucking clown, like, wig on it. Like, that's... You legit look like a Slim Jim factory.
Good. Good, that's how it should be.
So baked and brown and full of preservatives.
I'm just
Nick,
meat made manifest.
Can we just stop that train of thought, please, Nick?
What, that looks like a giant Slim Jim? Look, I don't know what you want from me. I was apparently invited to this unknowingly to apparently talk about how far the series has fallen.
What I want from you is to serve as my surrogate playing with Plague so that I can concentrate on actually making some level of sense.
Oh, well, I play the game like a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
See, what you do is you're like, oh, level 1, time to get the bazooka from Blighttown, and then use the melee from the bazooka, and then detonate the bazooka in every boss, all the way up to the middle of the game, where I'll, like, quit or something.
I enjoy bazookas as much as the next man as well, though. But I wouldn't do it all the time.
Well, I
was
wouldn't
it?
either, but
What was it Eli said a couple of years ago about you bringing a bazooka to a knife fight was how you like to play games?
he wasn't wrong. He was not wrong.
By the way,
But yes,
just to actually explain what the fuck's going on, I'm bringing in Nick because fuck Calamite, and also fuck the rest of this game. So there's several things that we need to get done. I need to try to get rid of Calamite. I figured out that Sif is probably still alive, and that cannot be allowed. So we're gonna snuff out the pupper, probably at some point. And we also have to do Painted World. So the easiest way to do that, do it as fast as possible, with the help of Nick here. Plus, since we're running all these fucked up mods, I thought it might be entertaining to bring him in just to see what exactly would happen. Because the only multiplayer
funny thing is-
components that we've had so far have been like one random invader, and that's been it.
Well, I think you had pretty much all the same stuff I had for my, like, hyper aggro thing, except you did the rando mod thing too, I think.
Randomization,
Like
which shouldn't affect you. And I think...
Shouldn't know. You know, I forgot how to slide down ladders.
you just hold
Never mind.
circle, Nick.
Got it.
Here he comes.
It's been a hot...
Does he look any different for you, Nick?
No, he looks normal for me. He looks hot and red on your screen. But God, he's looking... The hot red dragon's coming for the Slim Jim lady.
That's
No.
that's impressive.
So,
Yeah, I'm sure there's pornography of that somewhere.
my tolerance for Calamite has reached its bitter, bitter end.
Oh my God! Why does it have so much health?
Well, this is normal, Nick. This is the experience that people want from their Dark Souls games.
Oh, this is normal.
Bosses should
Yeah, it
have
looks about
gigantic
right.
health bars.
I like how I haven't played Dark Souls since I've literally stopped my hyper aggro run, and here I am, fucking fighting this thing as like I'm like trying to remember like how to control this goddamn
I cannot
game.
remember most of the controls for the life of me.
Gee, it's a good thing we didn't decide to play Dark Souls 3 today, then.
I mean,
God. You had to stop the mod run that you were doing for that, didn't you, Nick?
well, I didn't stop it. It's just on hiatus.
Yeah.
Because like I don't really actually know what to do because the crucifixion
Well,
woods
it was fucked.
yeah, it's so bad that like I legit don't know what to do because like there's so many enemies in that area. So unless I go back and like just grind out a shitload, I don't really know if there's a way I can progress. But it'll probably come back at some point. I don't know.
I greatly enjoyed your experience with those dogs. Just because I fucking hate the dogs in any of these games.
Oh, they're all terrible. Yeah.
The real question is, Nick, are you masochist enough to see that business through to the end?
What, Dark Souls 3?
That run you were doing, yeah.
Well, I mean, the Dark Souls 1 run was fine, and I mean, it had moments like that, but there's something about 3, and I think it has to do with the way, like, the enemy aggro ranges work just in general in that game, that, like, they're so fucking unforgiving as it is, and then, like, you add in, like, the aggro mod and all that other shit, and you're just like, okay, well, this is fucking insane, because you walk, like, you go into a zone, you go, like, maybe halfway in, and in an area like the Crucifixion Woods that has a high enemy spawn rate and a lot of smaller mobs and then some heavy hitting like beat you down forever mobs, you're effectively fucked. Now people who are better at the game than me can probably handle that like no problem, but
Fuck
I mean
them. Fuck 'em.
it's fuck this. But I mean it's pretty brutal, man. It's out of control. Sick. Just standing there. I turned my camera
This is
around.
good.
Like, yeah, what's
I
up?
deserve this.
Yeah, just
I think we all deserve this. This
Okay.
was coming to us for a long time.
By the way, part of this randomization mod was attempting to do shit like get tail cuts, and you notice he's invincible whenever this is happening to Nick, which I find kind of interesting.
Also, the other cool thing that's happening during this...
yeah, what's cool?
So the health bar for you, I'm seeing it like on the shared screen you have... Calamine's at like half health. For me, Calamine has like full health. Like, I don't know... Not sure what the fuck that's all about.
It just adds to the tension, Nick.
Yeah, the tension. Yeah, just cook me alive, baby. I have 56 completely legitimate humanities that I am just going to...
That a friendly phantom just dropped for you.
Absolutely. The cupboard was open, so I just took what I needed to.
I think this has been my greatest addition to the community at large. The concept of friendly phantoms.
Cupboard?
Yeah.
Dude, big cum. So I was actually about to say somebody brought up big cums the other day, and like, I think every time, big cums, if you're watching this, give us a fucking sign. You're a goddamn legend.
Big Cums is on my favorite list on Wolf's connectivity mod.
Oh my god, that's amazing. I legit like. I hope for the day that I get to see Big Cums again sometime, because he's a hero, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Do our viewers have any context for this?
it doesn't matter because Big Cums is a fucking legend.
I couldn't tell you what his religious beliefs or anything are, but Big Cums is a hero.
It doesn't matter. He's a god. I don't think you understand.
Don't you think people would be able to appreciate his divinity a bit better if they had some idea who the hell we're talking about?
And Calmeed is finally dead.
Congrats!
Hooray!
By the way,
Totally legit
as I was
victory.
trying to say, part of the whole randomization thing was tail cuts and seeing what was going to be inside, because it's not tail shit. And in this case,
right, that actually makes sense, yeah.
I looked it up in my cheat sheet that the mod actually generates for you, because I knew that we were not going to be getting a tail cut, because Calamite, trying to get the tail cut off Calamite is fucking absurd. Like, it's a waste of time. But in this case,
It's pretty exhausting.
Calamite's tail cut in this case contained a chest that contains all the Chandler set items. So if we were to cut off his tail, they would magically transform into the Chandler set.
That's good.
Pretty
I like
strong.
It's needed.
pretty
Oh,
strong.
so before we move on and jump on to some other topic, where are we going next so I can go ahead and set my last bonfire?
I guess the
location?
next place to go would probably be Sif So the best
Right.
place to set up a shop for that, you can put it whatever you want to, I guess, but probably the bonfire, the secret bonfire, probably be the easiest place to start, I guess.
Yeah, I need to go grab the. I don't think I ever got. Oh, right, because I pushed this into New Game Plus. I'm just gonna go buy the Covenant of Artorias.
Oh, that's right. You are in
I had to.
New Game Plus,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Yeah,
oh, you
'cause
better
I-
watch out for those disasters.
I thought
man.
it was impossible for us to actually connect as a result of that.
fucking
Oh well.
disaster.
Anyways, the drop here was the Demon's Great Hammer that you normally, I think, it's just arrows that are normally here. I think it's just goes arrows.
Arrows and I think a soul item or something on one
Yeah,
of the other
something of that
corpses.
nature.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, did you get? I don't think I saw it. Did you get the chest behind the waterfall with the Titanite slab?
I got that in a prior part, I'm pretty sure. Because I came
Okay.
down here to show off that you can shoot calamite from here, and what a tremendously bad idea it is.
It is a terrible idea.
You can technically kill him there, but yep, yeah, it's open. Alright, so the only thing left to do here is to... I've already beat Manus, thank God. Let's go talk to Go.
How'd you enjoy that?
That's
I
it.
missed that episode. How did that go?
Oh, it was fun. It was fun with big quotation marks around it. Lots of adventures were had there.
I felt the same way about it because it had been a long time since I had done it. Like I literally hadn't done Manus, I think, since.
That was the episode where
Like
I was
post-
complaining about how the Dark Souls DLC is a good DLC, but it was the start of a lot of what I refer to as bad behaviors in the game series, in which enemies became
Yeah,
extremely slap-happy.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
You're
Manus has,
talking
like-
about specifically with DLCs.
I think he's talking about how the way the DLC introduced like
Yeah.
really heavy attack combo chains and things like that.
Which, to Dark
I mean,
Souls
it's
2's
fair.
credit, didn't really do that much.
Well, Dark Souls 2 had a number of other problems
Yeah.
that were in some ways worse.
But I only mention that because people that are in love with 2, of course, and get really defensive about such matters, do get really defensive about that whenever I say other games in the series, because I'm not actually including 2 in that specifically, for that
Oh,
reason.
but Plague, what are you talking about? Nobody gets defensive about Dark Souls 2. Everyone agrees what a terrible game that is.
Oh, of course, yes. Only a fool would actually enjoy that game, isn't that right?
Isn't
Oh,
that
yeah.
fucking right?
Everyone knows better.
As time went on, I realized it has its own weirdness, but then again, all the other games do too. So I mean, it's
As I said in my prior part, I would much rather play 2 than I would want to play 3. Like, I really don't want to play 3 ever again, but 2...
three. I mean, 3 felt over after like after one solid, really good try to kind of collect everything and do the Covenant stuff and all that crap. After one good romp through 3, it felt over in a lot of ways, which is weird.
It's
Well,
a very
that's
linear
because-
game.
Not only linear, but it's just so much rehash from the previous games. It's just, hey, look at all these concepts from the previous games. What if we mashed them all together and changed the setting a little bit and used the whole time is convoluted excuse to justify it? Well, then you get Dark
Well, yeah,
Souls
it was
3.
it was a lot of fan service, but I mean, see, that's the thing is I don't want to get in like the spiral of just shit on it. But I mean, it was
Isn't
a
that
lot of-
why we're here? Was that not
Listen,
specifically what we were
listen.
requesting
What
to
I'm
come here
saying-
for?
I get that.
Valvatore
I get that, and I was
Z00 asked for
unprepared,
this.
so my bitch gears were out of line. What I'm saying is that the fan service isn't necessarily bad. It's actually some of it's pretty neat, and I think you look at reasonable. So you take 1 and 2, right, and you look at that, and as a writer, you stare at the plot, and you're like, all right, what the fuck? How are we gonna fucking end this, right? Or somehow wrap all this up and finish it. And I mean, that's a hell of a task for a writer to look at these two games. One which is decently written, another one which also is sort of decently written. It just kind of went in a direction that nobody expected.
Let
And
me
be like, all right,
interrupt
now I
you
gotta put
briefly
this
to get
together.
Go's dialogue out of the way. So, because I know this
shut up,
is going to turn into a more prolonged conversation. I defeated Calamite, yes. Completely legitimately, in every way.
We helped.
It's amazing to me that he's still an adherent of Lord Gwyn. After all the shit that's been going down. And I think that's about it.
This great bow,
The thing... Yeah, give me that.
dragons to hunt.
See this?
I know not if a human could even operate it.
Could a human operate this? This thing that's the size of 2 buses? No.
Well, not when it magically shrinks down to your own size.
Yeah, I'll just put it in my pocket. There we go. Alright.
Great.
Put it in your pocket for a rainy day.
Gander at it, but the dark of the abyss.
Have I taken a gander at the abyss? Yes, I have done that.
threatens to devour
You're looking into it even as we speak.
I really get the impression that the game expects you to defeat Calamite before you go down there, which is really bizarre.
Well, yeah, it's on your way. It makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
You kind of have to double back on it, though. Plus, Calamite, arguably, for some people, is a much more difficult boss than Manus is.
Well, sure.
I think he's just because of his. I mean, any enemy that does any type of flying move generally is a pain in the ass.
I think Gog might be my favorite overall character in the first game.
He's definitely a contender.
Well, in terms of
why? Because he's irreverent as shit. Like, is it because he's you?
That helps, I imagine. But
I mean, Jesus Christ,
in terms of
you.
actually communicating all the game elements, like the story and everything. As far as like
that's fair.
As far as just like characters, it would be either probably Laurentius or Sigmire, probably.
That's because Laurentius is like redeemable as shit. Because like that was a conversation we had a while ago about characters that like actually felt human in this world, and Laurentius is absolutely one of them. Because not only is his dialogue very down to earth and relatable, but also like just his general plight. It's pretty cool, man. He's just a dude, right?
That's probably one of the reasons why I like Go here, because he just wants to whittle, and whenever he talks about things like the abyss and whatnot, he doesn't take a big religious stance on it. It's like, no, Gwyn is always, that's bad. He's just like, no,
not very...
eventually we're going to lose out. That's the end.
He's not very down to earth, but he is very relatable. You know, he's kind of lofty and aloof, but he's also compassionate and kind.
He's just a cool guy.
He is a cool guy, and I think, like most of the rest of us, I think we can all understand this. He likes to just sit upstairs in his room all day handling his wood. So
that's a funny joke you just did.
I did a funny.
Dude. Those are funny words.
Just shut.
That's why I get paid the big bucks.
All right,
big work, dude.
All right, I'm going to travel over.
Big content creator bucks.
I'm going to travel over to Sif. Nick, you continue on with your Dark Souls 3 rant, if you can remember it.
Oh, right. Yeah, but it's just about the story, man. Like, because I try not to hate on that too much. Because, I mean, it's lofty and it's crazy and it's out there and it's fan servicey. But, again, if I'm not a writer, I'm not. So, I mean, I can't sit there and be like, oh, you better than that. I mean, because I could not. Absolutely.
I am. Or were. Or was. I were a writer.
Well, yeah, so like, I mean, you've written far more than I have. So, what would you do if you were given the script and like the plot of 1 and 2, and it's like write a story that concludes these 2 chapters?
Well, I've covered that many times, but the primary issue with 3 was mainly, as I've covered in this series quite thoroughly, is 1 was its own story, and it told the story that he wanted to tell, and then that was it. And it wasn't until it was like, no, you're contracted to do these other 2, that he decided, we'll hand it over to other people and they can do what they want to do with it. And the reception to that was so bad for various reasons, many of which were completely out of FromSoft's control in many ways. So I can't blame him too much in regards to 2. Then whenever 3 rolled around, I felt like he probably felt like he needed to step in and do something with it, but like I said, he'd already told the story that he wanted to tell. So at that point, he's just like, let's do something safe, knit everything together that we know people will enjoy, don't focus too much on it being some amazing new story that's going to change too much about the first game or the second game, and just get something out the door that people will enjoy, and then that's it.
Well, some of those factors were under FromSoft's control, though, because first of all, they chose the director for Dark Souls 2. They chose originally Tomohiro Shibuya, and
they were also going through management changes at the time, though, weren't they? Because they were
they were shifting people in upper management around. Miyazaki went from the director of the Souls series to president of the company, but the merger with Kadokawa, I think, came a little bit after that, if I'm remembering my timeline correctly. Although I'm sure they were still in talks with Kadokawa during the development of Dark Souls 2. But at the same time, Dark Souls 2 was being developed parallel to Bloodborne for, I think, most of its development cycle. And that didn't help. And then FromSoft's choice of director for Dark Souls 2 didn't help. Tomohiro Shibuya turned out to be a major mistake on their part, which Yui Tanimura later just flat out admitted in the DesignWorks interview. that, yeah, we kind of had to change directors about 50% of the way through 2's development cycle because it was turning into a massive dumpster fire and somebody had to salvage it.
The screenshots from the early builds of the game are really interesting because the art direction is so incredibly, like, drastically different. Oh, yeah! Yes! Alright, conversation stops now. And we're back, probably. Alright, continue.
All right, we were talking about how Shin Megami Tensei sold the series to Takahori Kaneguchi.
That's true. That is true. Those words that you said.
I remember that happened in the early... I think you were talking about, you were talking about...
I've forgotten already, but I'll take your word for it.
You were talking about the buyout, actually.
Well, you were talking about the art direction and shit at the early...
Yeah,
because I interrupted him. Yeah, that's true. I was talking about how the original version of Dark Souls 2 was actually very, very, like, bright and vibrant and colorful. Like, they're the same exact areas, but in the very early release shots, it just looked completely different and looked nothing at all like a Dark Souls game.
Well, even the trailer that they originally released for Dark Souls 2 of the Faram Knight standing at the Dragon Shrine with the Emerald Herald, and you know, all the feathers in the air, and like
it looked so good. Like the engine and everything looks so fantastic. Like even so, like, and I do remember the ones Eli's talking about with the like how kind of poppy and saturated it was.
By the way, where'd you put your sign?
Yeah.
Is it here?
I put it at the base of the stairs in the forest.
All right.
But yeah, it did look very different. I'll never forget, because of course it came out on like PS3 and Xbox 360 first, right? And I'll never forget the comparisons of like people doing the E3 trailer versus the actual release on the older. Well, I guess I think it was current gen consoles then, right? Because I don't think PS4 and Xbox One had come out yet.
Nice.
I don't think they had come out, or they had just come out, like they were brand new or something like that.
I knew I forgot something. This Wolf's connectivity.
I think they were.
Oh
no. I think they were fairly new at that time.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right. But I mean, like seeing this like horrifically downgraded version of the game versus like what people were expecting from the E3 version. And, I mean, graphically and, like, just general presentation-wise, like, it didn't even get close to the E3 trailer until you started seeing, like, the PC version with mods and things like that, and that was, kind of a bummer.
The E3 version was still a very early build, so it still retained a lot of the lighting effects and higher quality textures and whatnot that were stripped out for the release versions in order to get the game to run at a somewhat tolerable frame rate.
Oh yeah, completely. And I mean, that game, like, I almost feel bad for it in a lot of ways. And I know people love the PvP from it. I know they had a good time with that.
Well, I mean, all cynicism aside, and apologies to the user who requested that we come in here and just complain about the series going to hell. But, far be it from me to play the devil's advocate, but I agree, Dark Souls 2 had a very unfortunate development cycle, and it could have been a lot better.
Ooh. Yes. Welcome back, and welcome to whatever the fuck these Russian characters are. I don't know. Apparently we got a friendly 710
No, don't explain it. Just leave it without context. Let everyone find out for themselves.
Oh, whatever.
Fucking frauds over there, like, just let it happen. My sign's by the door. I don't know why it's not showing up now.
Just open your arms and accept it.
Well, in Wolf's connectivity mod, it said that I could not establish a connection to you for some reason.
Sick. Well, I'll do it to you, then.
Apparently he's going to take forever to even show up in the first place.
Fucking disappointed.
Well, I don't know. I would wager, I'd put money down that he just comes flying through the air directly towards you. Just no clipping.
Well, with that many Russian characters, he's bringing communism in a big way. Like, that dude's about to drop the iron fist.
He's coming. I think I just saw him.
There he is.
Yeah.
Very fucking
There's our beautiful angel now.
Delicious. There's our precious angel.
Over here. Follow the target.
Follow the fucking beacon to your fucking salvation. Oh my god.
Free me from this world. Actually, since he's an invader, he's probably experiencing the joys of my aggression mod, but not in the way that he's expecting, probably.
Yeah. Those enemies won't attack invaders, though, will they, with that mod?
They won't attack him, funny, but it probably is fucking up their pathing. So he might...
And check it out. If you monster vac, you will vac him as well.
Really?
Yeah, so what'll happen is, like, on his screen, he won't move, but he will be in the ball of enemies. So if you just start stabbing the ball, he will die. I know this because reasons. It definitely did not happen during another thing.
Oh, look, here's BitterBits.
Done some valuable research, Nick. I see you've
Actually,
been,
hang on. I have a good... don't vac him. I've got an idea.
Oh, don't vacuum?
Yeah, don't vac him. I've got an idea. He may
Because I was curious about one or two things myself.
I mean, you could do it. It's gonna vac me as well, but I'm immune to damage since I'm a white phantom. Ha 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 ha. You can just go for it, yeah.
Okay, so what's your plan?
I mean, I was just gonna go over there with locked health and just let him beat on me for a minute, get disappointed, and then quit.
Wow, that's quite the plan, Nick.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna trap him on. Well, hang on. Just give me a minute. I was gonna trap him on the bridge. That way, like, he's just basically fucking stuck. He can't get past it. He's just like, well, I guess I'll just kill myself and just roll off the bridge.
I'm actually most curious. Like, he saw me earlier, but he just wandered off. And it's not like we have infinite time to play around with this young man.
Oh, we absolutely do.
Until the game crashes again, of course.
Yeah. I'm gonna go see where he is.
I'm aching for crash number 3. I'll just tell you that
Believe
now.
it or not. Oh, I'm crashing on air.
Plus, the aggression mod is going to attract everything in the entire world directly into your general vicinity.
Well, if he's running away from you, I suspect that's precisely what he intends.
Or they're going to chase me. Wait, are they chasing you or me?
I don't know, actually. Oh, I guess they're chasing me. Some of them. The interesting thing is only some of them show up as Black Phantom for me. It's interesting. There he is! Let's give him a wave.
Oh.
Let's give him a wave. Give him a little wave. Little honor bow as well. little honor bow.
Watch out for those
Nick.
deadly children.
What if I just honor bow from the guy with locked health, Nick.
I did. That's the point. You're missing the point.
No, I'm not missing the point.
I'm just hit R2.
I'm just marveling at how disingenuous you are.
Oh, dude, it's just I'm over this. Are you kidding?
Man, this
there is no honor left in this.
This
game.
really feels like prep work for the remaster.
It's the wrath of God. Oh, the wrath of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior Himself. Oh,
get out of here!
Get
child.
back here, Jehovah's Witness coming. Jehovah cannot be stopped.
I don't need no Buddha. I don't need no Jesus.
Jesus Christ, the cats.
With the cats.
I forgot I never killed the cats.
He could, in theory, knock me off.
In theory, I could also die from these horrible monsters that I never killed since I don't have locked health.
Dude, he just disappeared.
Well, just run past their leash point,
Well,
Eli.
like,
You'll be fine.
Let's fix that problem.
No, like legit. He gone. Is he gonna chameleon me or something? No, he couldn't have chameleon. He just left.
Hello, Monster Vac.
What? Oh, that would be why. He's gone. All right.
Nick, how much damage can you do inside that ball?
What, inside the ball?
Yeah.
Well, funny enough, I actually didn't get backed into it.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, well, I'm just gonna start swinging then.
So you can't actually tell on your end that you're inside this thing?
Correct. And it works against invaders, to my knowledge, but I don't know what it does for like, because like I have to run up to the ball and swing on it. If that means.
So on your end, are you still able to move around?
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm standing next to you right now, but I'm like.
Are you seeing what's happening on Eli's screen right now, Nick?
Oh hell yeah, because it manipulates the actual monsters themselves. God, the cats are going ape shit. Ugh! Dark Spirit was vanquished.
Oh, nice.
Glorious Soviet victory.
Yeah, just get a little. Soviet
Someone
national
translate
anthem.
that name for me. I'm sure it's just a litany of curses.
I'm sure it's PC as hell.
Oh, hell,
What a wonderful
Nick
way
again.
to like kick
There you
this
go,
off.
Nick.
Everything worked out for the best.
Everything was great. I'm so glad Comrade Lenin invaded us.
We'll let Lenin just kind of hang out there.
How disappointed do you think Lenin was?
I think this is the highlight of his day. For someone
Like, he came in and not only is he dealing with 2 people, or 1 person cheating, he's dealing with 2.
Well, for someone that's still invading in the forest at level 710.
No, that's fair, but I love the concept of this guy, like, getting his morning fucking coffee, sitting down, he's like, oh, time to Dark Souls PvP a little bit, fucking goes in the forest at soul level 700 something. And then the first fucking thing he sees is a dude with locked health.
He must have been so excited to see anyone alive in this level range.
And then he gets monster fact, and it's like, what the fuck, man?
Well, but his hopes were so high, Nick, when you did that honorable bow to him. He thought he'd finally run into somebody.
It was time. We were ready to have an honorable do. Oh, it was good.
Fantastic.
I'm thrilled.
All right, this is going to be a fitting episode to exit out of this shit series with. Don't you mind?
When are we gonna get the defecate emote?
I'm just gonna wander behind here, see what the randomization mod has for us today. Ah, a soul of a proud knight.
Beautiful.
Thank God.
Beautiful. Your collection is complete.
I wonder. I've used many of these things. I wonder how many of them I actually have. Soul of a hero. I don't know where these came from, even though you're only supposed to get one in the whole. I guess a friendly. I guess 23 friendly phantoms brought me theirs too. It's amazing.
How did you get those?
I don't know. It's quite unusual how that happened.
Well, you better find out, because I need some tips.
It's some hot tips.
I need some tips and tricks magazine.
Right. Come on, Sif. Give us some hot tips.
God, who remembers Cheat Code Central?
I do.
Of course you do.
How old does that make us?
That makes... Well, I don't think you have a right to call yourself old, Nick, at this point.
Shut! Dude, I'm almost 30. Come on, man.
No, you're not. Are you? Really?
Yeah, man, I turned
yeah, I
29.
forgot. I rescued Sif already.
Here comes the sad scene.
So Freelid
29.
the living Slim Jim, is good friends with Sif, who may or may not be a woman.
Do you think, like, maybe this could actually be like a Slim Jim commercial right now? And he's just like, oh, step into a Slim Jim!
Freelid and Sif have so much in common. They're both very large. They both may or may not be men or women. It's hard to tell. They both lust for combat and love treats.
You're picking
they
some
fucking
really,
love treats.
really stretched parallels here between your
They're
character
both covered
and
in
Giant Dog.
fur.
Yeah, you're definitely that, because I can see that with your giant Slim Jim legs, because those are covered in fur. Hello, Sif. How's it going?
We both have no aim at all to our attacks. Ow.
The power within. What a great skill they put in this video game.
What's that?
What, Power Within?
Power Within. Like, what were they thinking? Like, did no one stop and look at Power Within and they're like, maybe we should just change, like, how this works or something?
Nick, you forget what series you're talking about, my friend.
And I know. And, like, half the time the jank is what makes it fun, but, I mean, damn.
Half the
Tell you what,
time.
I'm gonna hush myself.
All the time.
Now he'll never know where I'm coming from.
Dude, you know, I saw Chameleon on your bars and I was like, can you just take that off your bars?
Oh, cast light
You
too?
just
Now we're ready.
Oh,
you
great.
just removed.
Well, way to dispose of that pupper, Captain Dognatas.
What did you just call me?
I was talking to Eli, Nick.
Do you want to take this outside?
Such an emotional scene. Alright, let's leave. Alright, next off, we're going to the Painted World. Get that shit out of the way. Which that might take a minute.
Nah, it ain't. Because look, depending on how much you hate the
Please
Painted World,
crash
remember
game.
that the monster vac, oh god, I'm dying. The monster vac does exist.
That is true, but I normally do not solve my problems in such a way. Although I definitely might.
I like how, I love hearing the words come out of your mouth. I don't solve my problems in such a way. And then I look at the fact that you modded your character's thighs to be the size of overgrown Slim Jims.
Hey,
And
I have my
also
own
have
priorities, thank
90
you.
million souls of the great hero in your inventory.
I
Nick,
could have 99. I have restrictions.
You could. You could, you're right.
He has principles. You've got to give him some credit for his principles.
No, I agree. Well, technically, Eli, it wouldn't be 99 because if you'd locked it at 99, and then you're just looking at infinity, and I don't even know if we can really handle that now, can we?
Well, Freelid is the master of infinity. That is true. All right.
Why do you have this stupid little light above your head? Oh, it's cast light. I forgot
Because
that existed.
it's useful. It's a utility-driven spell.
Fashionable.
Yeah, in this game with the brilliant lighting.
That's something I've actively been complaining about the final parts of this LP, is the fact that there's so many spells that are not particularly interesting. And there's things like this that are cast light. They could be useful in very specific circumstances, and I like the idea of a build in which you don't really have any power as a caster. Fuck you too. But
right,
you
flavor,
like you just have little utility abilities that are kind of just there. But for some reason,
flavor ability.
For some reason, they don't have they don't have next to no requirements. You still have to invest in them. So it's like they expect you to make a sorcerer, but at the same time, waste some of your slots on these utility spells. Makes no sense.
The magic in this game has always been half-baked, but it is fun still in a way. Like, combat-wise, it's not super fun, but I mean, it's a cool system.
That's kind of a subjective matter, combat not being fun. I think the issue with these utility spells requiring stat investment is that FromSoft, they're not like Capcom, where they understand that the player's tendency to min-max, at least, some players. So, FromSoft did not design spells like Cast Light around stat optimization. They designed it around, well, you'll just level all stats equally. Nobody cares about optimization, right? Right, guys?
This has always been
Cast Light may have not been that. Cast Light may have been a remnant from, like, oh, we're going to have dark areas in the game. Give the player a light source they can cast if they're a mage. And then it turned out the lighting engine didn't require that, so it just kind of was left over.
I don't think they really even thought about it that much. It's more like just they came up with the idea of that specific spell. And then whenever they came up with the idea, it's like, well, it's a spell, so it's got to have some sort of requirement, right? Well, you don't want every single person in the game running around with it. So let's give it some minor requirements so that if you're a caster, then you can use it. And that's as far as they thought about it.
That's what I mean. It was an arbitrary design decision, and...
Is it really a problem, though? I mean, like...
Ah, shit. Got the KKK
there it is. It's a little
shitty.
Again. It's a shitty flavor ability. It ain't like it costs a shitload to invest in. You know what I mean? Like...
Well, that's not the point. The point is just that it's kind of an afterthought that it exists in the game at all. There's only one area where it's any use, and other than that...
Look at that, Nick. Another soul of a hero.
Hot damn!
Just a friendly phantom that's showing up with all the goods.
That's good.
It's real good.
Also, the whole fun being subjective thing.
Titanite shot.
Titanite shot.
When you're speaking in a broad term, you're absolutely right. Like, gameplay, fun, subjective. Yeah, absolutely. I think, really, if you look at Magic, though, in, like, the earlier Dark Souls games, I mean, really? Look at shit like Soul Spear, and you tell me that that's engaging gameplay.
A lot of people point to Dragon's Dogma, but it's like, those are just .mov files that are playing on your screen. Just press this button, everything dies, just sit on a park bench and watch as everything evaporates.
The big attacks, yeah. But I mean,
but it's a cinematic experience, Eli.
Well, okay, hang on. Well, like, some of the shit in Dragon's Dogma, right? So, like, certain spells, and especially when you look at, like, Magic Archer and then, like, the Sorcerer themselves, like, they have there's, like, engaging ways. Because, there definitely is some objectivity to, like, engaging gameplay, I think, right? Because if you have, like, a system where it's lock-on, hit button, which is what, like, Soul Spear and shit like that is, and then literally it homes in on the target, that's pretty weak, right? Like, that's super basic. And then you look at Dragon's Dogma, and there are definitely spells in that game that require targeting, or you have to cycle through, like, you have to tag targets. You have to be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you let go of the button, and it, like, unleashes, like, the flurry of whatever across those targets, right? So it keeps the player engaged rather than just simply locking on, hitting a button, and having something homing rocket to them. There's some level of, like, engaging gameplay rather than just hit a button. Right.
Here's the problem, though. Dragon's Dogma, and don't get me wrong, I'm not intimately familiar with Dragon's Dogma, but Dragon's Dogma is a single-player game, yes?
Yeah. I mean, it is.
Yeah. There's lots of weird multiplayer components to it, but it's definitely single-player.
There are, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the core experience of the game is basically there are the what are they called? Squires or helpers or whoever they are, the pawns.
Yep.
But the bulk of the gameplay is done solo. Well, I'm not trying to make excuses for bland and uninspired game design here, because I dislike that as much as the next guy. But in a game like this, where constant invasions are a central mechanic, you don't have necessarily the luxury of giving the player complex targeting mechanics for being able to cast spells that the player is going to need to use on the fly, fairly quickly.
See, in Dark Souls, you have your things that are basically just your... It's basically an arrow, like, whatever about the mechanics, but you're effectively just using a magic bow to fire a magic arrow that does X damage, and that's all it really is.
For a lot of them, yeah.
And in Dragon's Dogma, it's basically the same system, except it's a little bit more nuanced, a little bit more complex in terms of how you're doing your targeting, in many cases. And
well, they already had a first-person system, as shit as it may have been. So, like, I mean, for spells, and I'm not saying you're wrong, because, like, I get it, right? But they already had a first-person targeting system for the bow and arrow, which is poo-poo, but, I mean, whatever, right?
Well, but at least it exists. Yeah.
It does, but, like, why not have, like, a version of that, like the magic, where instead of Soul Spear being, this homing, slow kind of rocket thingy, why not have it fire in a straight line and you have to aim it at the player, right?
Well, you want to know what the irony is there, Nick? They did. Do you remember the Dark Souls 2 network test, where if you were a mage and you had a catalyst equipped, you could use the catalyst to aim in the same way that you could aim a bow? They had like a little magic circle themed targeting reticle.
I vaguely remember that.
Remember that? And remember, they cut that out of the final version of Dark Souls 2?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they did, because, no, that wasn't in there.
But
I mean,
the point that I was wanting to reach is that you can make things that are not just fire an arrow that has a number inside of it, or use a complicated targeting
mechanic. They do have, like,
that...
in the game's defense, they do have some variety. Like, they do. I mean, they've got stuff like Wrath of God, they've got, what was it,
Combustion.
Combustion, Homing Crystal, Soul Mass, and shit. So, I mean, there's things like that, right?
And, but they're still very basic. They all follow some pretty simple formulas.
Well, they do, yeah. But I mean, with like Cast Light and shit like that earlier, they're just little silly flavor spells. I don't think they were really ever intended to be like super core mechanics.
Of course, yeah.
I think they've done more with magic. I mean, and they did as the games went on. 2 had a lot more magic options. Actually, a really great example was what was it, Soul Greatsword? Or something like that. I think that was what it was called. It was the one that like whipped out like the huge like.
That's
like,
more what I'm aiming
great.
for. Like, I really appreciate whenever they have some level of not just utility, but you have to worry about how the spell aims. Like if something shoots in
that was cool. Like stuff like
if something shoots in
really
a cone in front of you, sort of like that's sort of basically what combustion is. As long as it's not just you're firing a number at someone, then I'm fine with it.
Right, things like the Pyromancy Warmth, the one that places a healing field down that can heal enemies and allies.
Yeah, a heal over time is really cool. That's like engaging. That's neat. Like that's the kind of stuff that was really good. Even like Wrath of God. I mean, Wrath of God's overpowered as shit, but like it's a cool spell. It makes sense. It's got flavor to it. It's thematic for like the whole kind of like cleric.
Are these ladies breeding?
Also, where did you want me to put my sign for Diarrhea World?
Where would... Oh, yeah, I forgot... Oh, God, I forgot about farming souvenirs of reprisal. Oh,
I didn't.
I don't remember. I greatly appreciate that doesn't exist for me anymore. Where would be a...
Why would that be?
I don't know. I was going to guess.
Oh, call the police. We got a man with a cupboard.
Isn't it amazing how many bad gameplay mechanics just sort of don't really bother PC players? It's really unusual.
Yeah.
Fucking white race.
Well, when you can make all your problems go away by pressing the button.
Or having a visit from a friendly phantom, yes.
Or that, yes.
What in the world is going on down there?
All hail big comes.
Oh, there he is, okay. Alright, Nick, you can probably just put your sign... You can see pretty much instantly where I am, but just, at the start.
Oh yeah, I see where you are. I put it back by the opening to the, like, well... where the bonfire is, like right there by those steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's back there.
Isn't it amazing Isn't it amazing how well this works whenever your net framework is actually functioning correctly?
Oh god, yeah, that was just some
people don't know about that.
Did we cover that at any point in the past?
We did not. So there was an interesting issue. We tried to record this I think it was about a week and a half ago.
Spent about 2 or 3 hours in a call just sitting there trying to rectify the issue.
In lieu of other weirdness, we also had an issue where oh hey look, my Dark Souls crashed this time.
Yes, fantastic.
But
amazing.
In lieu of other weirdness, there was apparently some weird issue with the newer version of Steam, and specifically, I think it was the. Let me actually see exactly which version this was, because this was really fucking strange. It was actually the Visual Studio 2013. So that was actually exactly what it was. Apparently, there's some weird issue where if 2013 is broken, regardless of that being 5 years old, there's some weird thing where whatever game you're playing that supports Steam multiplayer can't target your Steam user ID. So Eli was unable to see me and all this other shit, and we tried every fix in the book.
Whenever we used Wolf's connectivity mod, which by the way,
every.
If you don't know about that, I guess it's too late now. For context, you can't actually even buy Dark Souls right now on Steam. I don't think so.
Nope.
No, it's just gone.
No, you can't. It was removed from
because
Steam in anticipation of the remaster.
There's not even a remaster up on the store, I don't think, right now.
Well, what's going to happen is anyone who already owns the existing version is going to get a discount on the remaster when it hits on the 25th, which conveniently dates this video, I guess.
But anyways, point being, if you decide right now, I want to get Dark Souls, and you go on Steam, it's not going to be there in any form at all. It just doesn't exist for a little bit, which is really fucking weird. And something tells me that's going to change.
Okay, well, hang on a second. Tell me for a second that if you were a company that knew you had this bastard of a broken piece of shit sitting on the Steam store, and you had a new pretty shiny version that for all intents and purposes should be superior to the existing version that's out there, would you not want to try to clear your name by removing the filth off of the store?
I mean, it seems horribly late for that.
Funny enough, that's exactly what Skyrim did.
People to pick this up.
Because Skyrim was listed, and of course it's so nice of them to actually give the Skyrim SE or whatever it's called for free to anyone that had the game already on Steam, because they effectively already had it anyways, because that's all it was.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wasn't that nice? But technically, you can still search for the store page manually and get the original version. Although I don't know why you would exactly in this case.
Oh, I have no fucking idea why you would.
I'm gonna head back and see if I can find you again.
Alright. Yeah, it's safe spot. But yeah, no, so that was a really weird issue, but ultimately that got ironed out. Got ironed out in a really funny way, actually, because I was doing a little variety stream thingy, and we were capping off the night with just some silly Stardew Valley co-op or some shit, because I'd never actually played it.
Trying to do multiplayer.
So we fired that up.
How does it compare to Dark Souls, Nick? Do you like it better?
Oh, much more difficult. But for sure, definitely prepare to die, prepare to farm. Anyway, no, so I noticed it was actually a very similar issue that popped up there, and I was like, that's weird. And apparently it happened to several other people, and they were like, yeah, something to do with the 2013 library, just fucks this up. And I was like, oh, that's weird. So I fixed that, and then lo and behold, Dark Souls started working again. So I was like, oh, yay.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, look at these skelly monsters.
But for context, whenever we were trying to do this, I fired up Wolf's connectivity mod, and Nick didn't have a name, and didn't even appear in most cases. And whenever you tried to change your name on Steam, sometimes it would almost update, but it would revert instantly.
Yeah, it would revert to blank.
His name was appearing as the Japanese characters ta 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 ta.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fucking weird. But that was in Dark Souls specifically. In Steam, what it would do is if I tried to update my name, and again, this had to do with that 2013 library, it would just go blank, and I was like, that's the fucking weirdest thing I've ever seen. I mean, thankfully it's fixed. It's irrelevant now, but if anybody runs into that where you're having really strange multiplayer connectivity, try running a repair on your the old Visual Studio 2013.
Nice.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Expert level.
Yeah.
Anytime that I play with Nick, I always enjoy seeing the differences in how we play. Because I'm a bit more methodical, obviously. I wait for things to approach, then I kill them, try to be careful. Nick just rushes, nah, I'm just gonna face fuck everything. What's this,
the difference
toxic?
Is in how you play? You mean the fact that you don't lock your health?
Yeah, I mean, there is a slight difference. I didn't lock my health, thank you very much.
How come your health's not going down at all?
I don't know. Let's move on.
Even though I can clearly hear the fact that you are infected with something.
Oh, no, that's just the chlamydia. Let's move on.
Right. How could I forget about the chlamydia?
Violent chlamydia. What do you need to do here? You need to, like, jack somebody off down here or
Well,
something?
remember, again, this is another difference in how me and Nick play. Nick just wants to get everything through.
God, that is not even fucking true.
It is
like, that's just
110% true.
Motherfucker, I was one of the first 15 people in the world to 100% Hollow Knight. It just depends on the game. I can't handle Dark Souls for the 5 millionth time. I'm so sorry. I can't be methodical.
Well, I am
hour
sorry.
Number 4,976.
But because of the randomization mod, everything in this entire environment has changed.
Well, that I can appreciate. I can understand that.
Well, let's discover the game together, Nick.
Well, let's do that. Where the fuck are you?
I'm going down the ladder to where the white rats are. Which you probably don't even remember existing because you never go down here.
Oh, yeah. Now just let me hear it. Let me hear it, bitch, man. Let me hear it. Load my ass up with all your shit.
Look at that, Nick. A Titanite chunk in this chest. What a discovery.
Look at that. Now you can upgrade your weapons legitimately.
Yeah.
Also, for the record, unlike Eli, I don't cheat through most of my games.
Uh-huh.
Throw that fucking out there.
Man, I love the slab system. So good. Love going through Bloodborne to Dark Souls 3. You get like one of those fucking things for your favorite weapon. Because why would you need something else? That's your playthrough. That's the entire point of the playthrough. Just playing through with one weapon ever.
You want to go through the Chalice dungeons, though, don't you?
Yeah.
Isn't it so great that you have to go to the Chalice dungeons?
There's a lot
to
of
get
value
more?
there. I mean, it's randomized, so it just the experience always changes and it's always fresh.
Or else you have to farm.
It was a good idea.
It was a bad idea.
It was just implemented like shit. They should have never been tied to
You cannot do
anything.
randomization in a 3D environment. It works great in 2D because that's all 2D
I mean, you can.
is.
No, you can do it. You can do it. Look,
You have to commit a shit ton of resources to something like that.
First off, yes, you do. But here's the thing: it should never have been tied to anything. It should have been like a separate endless dungeon mode. That's what it should have been. It should have been its own thing where it was like a roguelite kind of thing where it's like, okay, I'm going to start this base character. How far can I go? Like a fun thing you could do on the side. It had no right being tied in the main game.
It's just so weird.
Well, to character progression is the problem with it.
Right, it's tied to the main game in a huge way.
Well,
Like,
it's not even. I wouldn't say it's tied to the main game because it's distinct from the main game, but it's tied to character progression in that if you want to reach the final stages of character progression, it's mandatory.
Does that not tie it into the main game?
Well, no, because in theory, and in fact in practice for many players, you can complete the main game without achieving the final levels of character progression.
You absolutely can, but like Eli was saying, I mean, he's got a fair point. You literally cannot like upgrade multiple weapons without doing it, or you couldn't in the base patches. They fixed that evenly, but when the game
quote
came out,
unquote fixed, you need to provide an unreasonable amount of.
Get a sweet looking ass. No, come back. Oh, that was looking sexy. that was a nice butt.
Nick, I didn't know you had a thing for Slim Jims.
Dude, I am the Slim Jim. Why is my weapon?
I just gotta watch you just... It's amazing how perfect your dodges are. You're taking no damage at all.
Isn't it? God, I'm based... Look, Jesus Christ looks up to me in a lot of ways.
See, I was expecting this area to be really, really bad because of the aggression mod. But honestly, it doesn't seem all that bad whenever you're doing it.
No, it
my
also
weapon
doesn't...
is now at risk, however, so you know there's that.
It doesn't seem all that bad, Eli, that you've got somebody whose health doesn't seem to be decreasing at all.
It's just really good.
Fucking odd.
He's just...
Must have run into a glitch, guys. Report this one to From Software. They patch this game pretty frequently, so make sure you report it.
I'm not even...
How many
what
times
the fuck
this
am
game
I?
Properly?
Did I really shapeshift into a bunch of dead men on a spike?
You did.
Impaled on a stake, yes.
I love that.
Looking pretty good.
This apparently is so common in this area, the game's like, yeah, just turn in one of these. No one will be able to tell.
That's the painted world. People impaled on the thing.
But they're getting some extra mileage out of those models, the environmental objects that you're never going to see again.
They always choose the shittiest ones, too. Let's see. Isn't
I don't know. I think
friendly.
it's
Aha.
pretty funny transforming into a tombstone.
2 large Titanite shards. Well worth the exploration.
Oh boy, I love those. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my god.
Oh, for our viewers who aren't aware, the third person in this call, the fourth person rather, that you just heard talking is Nick.
Julie Guacamole.
Little
How you
Nicky.
doing? I do a gaming channel where I do video games, gaming, and gaming.
Fucking smash that
Also gaming.
fucking bell.
I don't know why we invited him to this.
What are you? Just shut the fuck. You know what, man? Fucking apologist looking ass sucking dick on from's like. God, come on now.
Stop doing that. But I was going to say, I find it very interesting how, with the whole slab system, it makes it really clear what kind of game they think they're making. Where they,
But that's
they really think that everyone plays the game in such a way that you start up your character, and this one character is a run, and you're going to ignore most of the content, and eventually you'll memorize where everything is, and then that's it. Like that's what they expect. That everyone just does that. They don't want a complete experience.
yeah.
They're just like... See if I can actually hit this. Nope. By the way, this reticle thing where you have to aim slightly to the left, exactly the same in the remaster.
yeah. Why
What,
would they
seriously?
change
They
that?
Just as it should be. Alright.
Oh, that actually kills me a little bit inside.
It's amazing.
The thing is, though, Eli, that's what I meant before about FromSoft not really understanding how people play their games, and this is very typical of Japanese companies, where they get an idea about how they intend for players to interact with their product. And then, when players don't want to interact with their product the way that they designed it, like with Nintendo especially...
Then you're doing it wrong. That's funny.
You're doing it wrong, and so help us, we will punish you.
Dried Fingers
if you
was
don't
here,
do it.
by the way. It was kind of funny that with all the randomization, it just moves like 2 corpses over.
Yeah, especially since in the remaster it's
Uh-oh.
going to be sold by the Undead Berg Merchant.
Phantom Valve. How come no one can... why is it with Steam everyone has to be a special little princess about their fucking name? Alright, let's open this shit first before we do anything else.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Because
I'm
I know
ready.
once I go down into Skeleton Haven Town, the aggression mod will be in full effect. You can't just go down there and facefuck everything with your amazing dodge skills, by the way, Nick. We at least have to see that. Because I'm sure it's going to be something special.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, no, that's You just tell me when to hang back, because look, I mean, just because
Effigy Shield.
I downloaded the Unchained mod. Thank you very much.
I always forget about the Effigy Shield. It's one of those things I very rarely get. I can never remember... Where is it that you get it?
In the Tomb of the Giants.
It's... Oh, yeah, it's
It's
on a
right
ledge,
behind
yeah.
one of the Black Knights down there, yeah, at a dead end. It's, I mean, it's not really a great shield.
It isn't, but
Well,
it's one of those...
There's a lot of throwaway items in the game. That's kind of just been the thing for a while.
It's really unfortunate. Like, they have all the... It's one of those things in general game design. You have all these different things... I better open that door first. You have all these things that you make as far as the art assets go, and half of them you just label as, this is garbage, no one's ever going to use this. Just... Oh, you did that? Okay, good.
Well, some games are better about that than others, though. There are a lot of games where, because of the way the equipment or the levels or the character progression is balanced, there's a very clear dominant strategy, which is what ends up being the meta in the Souls games, right? Backstab fishing in Dark Souls 1, for example, or, you know, dead angling or that sort of thing.
Dead angling has been removed, which makes
It
all
has,
the other
yes.
things, like toggle escaping is still there, and backstab, whatever it's called.
Chain
chain
backstabs.
backstabs are still there, but yet dead angling is not. So their priorities kind of unusual.
Well, I think what ended up happening was that Q-Loke independently found a bunch of bugs in the game as they were developing the remaster. And although I don't know for certain, my guess would be that they probably got clearance from FromSoft to fix the bugs that they found.
You would think after all of these years, FromSoft would just have a list of such things. Because
No,
they've been
FromSoft
paying
doesn't
so
keep
much
track.
attention of the game.
Well, this is the same company that did Dragon's Dogma, right?
Q-Loke, yes.
Okay, well, the remaster is at least going to be, like, solid in terms of, like, playability. Because, I mean, they did not fuck up the remaster. Like, the
Oh
port
no,
of,
it absolutely.
Dragon's Dogma.
I worked on the official strategy guide for the remaster, and yeah, no, it's playable.
He is looking good.
It's looking really... God, I love, like... If I could, like, suck on his hat, I would do it.
I bet if
have
you
some
crack that
interesting,
open, there'd just be like shit tons of candy in there.
It's
Oh,
basically it's a giant Kinder egg on his head, is what it is.
I kind of like that, actually. I kind of like the idea of it being a pinata. Like, not only is that erotic, I mean, it's basically
inside.
What's inside your
Generic
head?
humanity. Oh boy.
God.
And a light crossbow
A light crossbow.
with standard bolts.
Like, oh my god, you defeat him, and then, like, it splits open and it just ejaculates candy, and you're just like, oh my god!
I remember.
Fuck yeah, Jeremiah, put it on my face.
I remember
if anybody would like to provide fan art of that happening,
I remember
Oh
an
my
old
God.
comic of a teacher, a pregnant teacher, talking with her children, and the children are like pressing their hands up against her stomach to see it, to feel it moving, and they ask, what is it?" And she says, "It's candy," and her stomach explodes, and
Just-
candy rains down on the children.
There's just fucking candy spraying everywhere. It's like, oh god!
I love that.
you hang out in some interesting parts of the internet, Eli. That's all
I
I've
think
got
I
to
saw
say.
that in a newspaper.
You do
Really?
too. Don't take the fucking high ground.
What are you
What
doing?
you mean?
Don't do this. You know you hang out on weird parts of the internet too, don't you even?
Oh yeah, YouTube and Twitch, Nick. They're the worst.
Oh, shut.
Heaven
up.
forbid.
Don't even. Like, you are just...
Okay, I do occasionally order tea
Oh,
from the
Jesus
Harney and Sons
Christ.
website.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's getting hit on the way down.
Revelation
You
of the
made a mistake.
century right there.
You should have found some health in the cupboard. Oh,
How
my
did they
God.
know already?
I don't know, but watching that from above was one of the
They
greatest
were-
moments of my life.
They were tracking you from underground. They were underneath you all the time you were moving around the stage, Eli.
They-
is what was
I
happening.
wonder if they can hear you.
They can.
They have to. There has
with
to
a
be
mod.
Jeremiah, I want your candy. Oh my god.
Jeremiah's candy. Gather round, children.
Spray on me, you pinata looking bitch.
Come on, children. I'll give you my candy. They put your
Get into
sign
this
back down.
unmarked van with no windows.
Sign is down on the ground,
By the way,
like Jeremiah's bitch-ass pinata-looking face.
isn't it weird how this fire from the bonfire moves up almost like it's a physical object? It's almost as though it isn't truly fire. Nah, just make it look like fire. That's my favorite thing that sums up like the entire remaster.
What's
What, the
lore
fact that the
implications of that?
bonfires in the remaster actually use particle effects
Yeah,
now?
it's just fire. Because they saw that and said, well, that looks weird. That doesn't make any sense. How come it doesn't look like fire? And so they just made it look like fire.
How come
mean-
it doesn't look like fire? Good question.
It's possible that they asked FromSoft for clearance to do that because they probably would have had to get clearance in order to make
my
any such
God,
changes.
I'm just about tired of FromSoft's clearance. Why don't they just go ahead and just fucking mod me in?
They just have a fucking
Jeremiah-
stamp machine that they slide under the door.
Their fucking seal of approval.
No, it would more likely be a 1500s era wooden Hanko, like a
Yeah.
wooden stamp that, you know.
Nick, I'm going to summon 2 of you. Oh, well, it didn't work. You get them, Nick. You get them with that meta weapon. Fucking try hard.
You're making the noise again, Nick.
Well, listen, Ungo Bungo don't care what you have say.
Okay.
Ungo Bungo do whatever Ungo Bungo want.
I forgot.
Ungo Bungo
I
cheat
forgot
very many
that-
video games.
Ungo Bungo was created during our last attempt at a session, and since has become apparently some sort of new character that you've been
Ungo
using.
Bungo was not created in the last session. I brought Ungo Bungo to the last session. Ungo Bungo was actually created. I think I
remember
actually
I'm
just
the one
finished-
that said like I either said something
You did
or
not. I said Ungo Bungo when I was fucking streaming Chrono Trigger, and it was shortly after making fun of you for drawing ab women all the time.
whatever, Nick. Let's
Whatever.
bring your
Just-
fucking meta weapon and your cheating ass over here, and you take care of these.
Well, hang on, I don't have the meta weapon anymore. Now I have the Dagger of Oblivion. Look at this.
Look at these guys.
I think there's something delightfully just absolutely awful about two-handing a dagger. Like, I don't know.
It's so stupid.
It's like the worst animation in the game.
Why do they even allow it? It doesn't make any sense.
It's like you're scraping somebody to death with a pair of like toenail clippers.
I can understand not caring about realism, like, oh, I can do that, can't do that in real life. So I can appreciate that, but it's a fucking dagger. It looks idiotic. There's no power fantasy associated with it. Look at all these large leather shields. That's the weirdest thing to me. It randomized the drops from these dudes.
Nick, are you having fun two-handing that dagger?
So fucking stupid.
My favorite is whenever you can two-hand your hands. Your bare
yeah, the fucking
hands.
weapon. Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
Oh,
I can't remember if you
the-
can even do that in this game.
I
don't think you
believe that was Dark Souls
Yeah, it's 2.
and onward.
Yeah, it's only 2.
But you can two-hand a fist weapon, like the Dragonbone fist. You can two-hand that.
I love this shit game.
Yes.
Alright, Nick, let's go. Nick, I think it's a good idea for you to slide down there this time.
I think, I'm trying to remember why I started saying I'll go Buggo in the first place. Now you got me thinking. It was definitely during, I was playing Chrono Trigger for sure.
Well, it was because, what's her name? Cave Girl in Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, it was absolutely Ayla, but I'm trying to remember what I think I named her, like, Ungo or something like that, or some shit. I can't remember what I
Nick,
named her.
where in the world did you go? Did you go down the other one?
I went down the down the tube that you died in.
The well. Yeah, you did.
Went down the delicious shaft that you went down.
Oh,
Nick, go down the
God.
hole.
Oh my god, that was the Tiny Toons reference. Holy shit.
It was.
that was Animaniacs.
Was that animated? Oh, they're basically
Yes.
the exact same.
Yeah, fair enough.
No,
yeah.
it was not. It was a Tiny Toons.
Was it Tiny?
Because
yeah, I
it
thought
was
Tiny Toons.
the green duck.
It was Plucky!
Yeah.
Plucky, that's right.
Nick, not
Yeah, it was
doing your
Plucky.
job!
I'm sorry, we were talking about Plucky Duck. Because he was super cute in that episode. He's like, it go down the hole.
Oh! Yeah! Alright, what were you saying about furry women?
Oh, I was saying people watch you draw furry women.
That's true, that does happen.
But then we were also talking about Tiny Toons and how cute Baby Plucky was in that
Yeah.
episode.
It'd be real cute if I could see your summon sign somewhere.
They're real fucking cute. It's down in the hole.
You put it in the hole?
I put it in the hole, baby.
Why would you
I'm coming
put it
back
down
up, you
there?
big... Shut up, Ninny, I'm coming. I'll put it up top. Or you just go down there, whatever you want to do.
Jesus, it hasn't even rendered.
You.
That was good. That was good.
Just gonna hang out on this ladder for a while.
Let it go down the hole.
Because I can hear, as I told you, I can hear the adventures happening somewhere down here.
Oh, dude, I'm very familiar with this area, the aggro.
I like how you just summon into my world and just look up and I'm just hanging there on the ladder. Hey!
Hey, little trouble, little trouble.
Couple things happen while you're away.
Get $1 for bus fare?
I'm not used to going down this way.
Suck your dick.
Well, rip.
Oh, Blender. God bless it. Why are there so many? I will be the wall. Stand behind me.
I love watching
See,
them just.
I've
No,
been-
no. This isn't 100%
Oh, wait.
resistance.
What the fuck? You just went in the ceiling.
Oh,
That was... Thank God for this.
I just love watching those things rocket from right to left. Like, it's
Look at that
comical.
when he tried to...
Yeah, across the
wish-
cross corridor.
I wish you had seen that. This
Yeah,
would have
we
just
did.
gone into its roll cycle, and I just R2'd it right out of it. It's like, oh!
it's amazing how much poise these things have, too.
Oh, it's unreal. They just never stop. I'm gonna try to take the red one out first, because I'd imagine that will be... No!
Well, the red one might be different for you. Yeah.
Oh, that's true, yeah, because they're all...
Yeah, because on my end, the red ones never show up at all, unless I turn on everything as a Grave Lord Phantom. Then the
good.
ones that aren't red are the ones that are the Grave Lords.
Hallelujah.
Oh, this reverie of watching this. What was the stupid
Well, this
theory that everyone
story
had?
here- Oh, the child is Manus, and
Of course,
the mother
yeah.
is Priscilla.
Like, the most likely one is that it's supposed to be Velka and Priscilla, but the one that everyone jumped to was... like Gwen's daughter or something. I can't remember. It was something stupid. No, it was Gwen's mother, that's what it was.
If only they'd written a real story.
Oh, Nick, you say that, but
Thank God. Ioto. Now I can...
oh, you got the Iaito.
I can finally live out my fantasy of being a big, meaty, Slim Jim woman that is also a grand samurai warrior.
Yes, god damn. Get the Shamisons
Okay.
out. We're going to town tonight.
That's clear. I'm amazed that this area was cleared this easily.
Well, I mean, there's always
There's
more.
reasons
Well,
for that, yeah.
Don't speak too soon. There might be one more hiding around a corner.
Yeah, there is.
See, I told you.
Oh god, I don't even know where you are now.
Looks dead. Thank goodness.
I just killed one. I don't know if
This thing's dying in every place.
when they all die, I wanted the I would try Monster Vac on my end and see what that does, but that would kill Priscilla, and I don't want to ruin your playthrough.
I guess we have to murder Priscilla too. That's true.
Yeah, I'm down with buttfuck hijinks, but I don't want to like ruin your run. Just be like, all right, but she's dead now. That stupid bitch.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this place. With
Which one?
The place with the very sad, big,
The
big head man.
fire spray guy.
God, he is sad.
Now he's angry.
Now he's dead.
Oh, never
I like
mind.
how on your screen it shows me swing and then just cut a backflip off the fucking.
Yeah, he like died, but then he walked forward, like still angry, then like spazzed out for a second, like.
Oh god, that was fun. That was. It's like, oh, he's so sad.
He's sad because the playthrough is coming to an end.
Isn't he though?
Yeah, we're all sad. We're all sad.
Yeah, I bet you're
We're all
real-
sad, pathetic
You're
creatures.
real upset.
Alright, let's get the fuck out
You
of
don't
this
have to
shithole.
record a broken piece of shit that crashes every 20 minutes.
Can you imagine?
It has been about every 20 minutes.
Can you
hasn't it?
imagine
it's
if there was a
horrendous.
report function that you could send information directly to FromSoft all these years?
Yeah, it would go into a mailbox that emptied directly into the trash.
I'd like to imagine that all of the information is not data, it like gets printed out onto sheets of paper and then put inside an envelope like actual physical mail, and it just falls into like a bin that hasn't been emptied in 8 years.
Fucking file 33, and it's just got a little incinerator at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
That's that's the bedding for Miyazaki's bed. It's just a bunch of those letters.
And it just says feedback from America.
Just a stack of printer paper.
and it's just gone.
American
And it's
complaints.
the faint text on the way down that just says "Fume Ultra Great Sword."
We got a couple more things we have to do here. Oh boy, that looks rough.
That's gonna be fun.
You won't suck. That's a big dragon.
Oh, thank
Come here,
God, this
Dragon
lost
Boy.
soul of an undead is mine. It was worth it.
You got a ring of sacrifice.
I'm in the menus. I hope I don't get knocked off. Ba-ba-da-ba. That's a big angry man.
Why are you so angry?
He got a big mouth. How you know how big of food he gotta eat? He gotta eat like 10 Jellos. Stupid.
Why am I getting beeping noises?
Because it's
Oh,
10. It's
Two salad Tom has
He's in.
arrived. Jesus.
Where's he at? Come on, Tom. I'm gonna toss your salad. Where is he at?
He's gonna have 3 salads by the time we're done, or maybe 0.
Yeah, he fucking.
I don't
Why
know what
does
the
he have
joke
so
is.
much fucking health?
Because he's just so fucking epic.
Yeah, it just.
Jesus Christ.
It reminds me a lot of Demon Souls. What's up with that?
Yeah, wearing this slutty outfit is not doing me any favors.
The Skankatron 5000. Alright, where's this?
Sinka.
Where's this motherfucker?
Alright. Alright, we got a little bit more to do. Blue Titanite chunk, thank God.
I wanna. Where's Tom at?
I don't know, but we gotta go
Where's
up
Tom?
to the tippy top of this
Oh,
thing.
Tom!
He's eating
Tom,
his
don't do
salad.
this!
Oh,
Tom!
Nick, you didn't vac him, did you? Or did he just
No,
find
I
his way
didn't
over
back him.
here?
I'm just spamming on him. Poor Tom, he's dead. I'll tell. Oh, where?
I
Please
helped.
tell me I have fucking.
Yay. Give me your salads, Tom.
Yeah, toss that salad.
Good job, Tom. Way to walk in on something you had no part in.
Tom's like, why do I still play this video game?
This is the experience that he wanted.
Do you remember that bug? I don't even know. I'm sure it's still in the game. Where if you, God, I hope this makes it in the
Oh,
remaster,
wait,
where
what
you
am I
kick the
doing?
dragon's ass and it stands up.
Yeah, you can,
It's-
if you do a jumping
yeah.
attack, that's what it causes.
That's it. Yeah,
It's
the
a jump
jumping
attack, yeah.
God, hell yeah. I hope that's still in the revision. You know what?
No.
I'm not calling it the remaster anymore. I'm calling it the patch.
The re-release.
The patch. Because
It's not
let's
even
be
a
real,
patch.
that's all
It's a
it
direct
fucking is.
downgrade in many cases.
Wait, man, that means it's a patch.
Oh, this is getting dangerous.
Who said? Oh, I'm coming. Who said patches had to be positive?
We've patched out the fun. Thank you.
That's a wet-looking bit. Oh, she gone. There she goes.
Uh-oh.
Well, here comes a fat.
Why don't you
boy.
take care of Poison McPoisonton?
Ugh, stabbing into its sack. Oh my god. Feels so good.
Don't worry, I crammed my spear into its
What are you
orifice.
saying? The sack is so good.
Good job,
Nick,
Nick.
I think you're going crazier faster than I am. That can't be allowed.
I got it, man. Dude, I'm playing Dark Souls, hour number 5,722. You tell me if it's justified or not.
Well, I guess that's true.
Because in ways, I still love it so much, but in other ways, I just don't fucking care.
Raven Crow Lady, I love your sack. Give me your sack. What is she
Oh my
doing?
god.
Watching.
Watching what? What the fuck? Look,
Oh yeah, let's talk lore
Lady.
on this. Let's figure this out.
She's watching the entrance. If you look where she's facing.
she's doing a very bad job of it. Oh, and she's also invincible, apparently.
That's always been the way with her. She's just there for flavor.
Oh, yeah,
you can
I forgot
target
about
her,
her.
but you can't actually damage her.
Well,
Nice
regardless,
one,
the lore.
how can we spice up this game and make the lore feel a little bit more alive?
Fucking lore.
Kind of, vibrant. It's like put an unkillable mob up on a thing. So
Well,
that's a good idea.
it's more like by not providing any lore and just leaving players guessing so that they can make it up themselves.
Are we sure
Uh-oh.
that she's invulnerable?
Yes.
Okay, there is a limit to that.
Oh. Good job.
Someone has died. Returning to your.
I was...
Did you mean to tell me? Were you cheating?
No, I was using fall control.
Oh, there. How could you?
Yeah,
That's
there's-
also cheating.
There's a limit on fall control.
Why?
You know, there's not a limit. You know, there's not.
Like,
a
think
limit
about that. Why is there... Like, they... Isn't it in 3 there is no limit?
No, there's a limit in 3. It's just maybe a little bit more lenient. The reason
Yeah.
there's a limit on fall control is so that you can't fall into areas you're not meant to access and break the game.
Well, it has kill
All right,
zones anyway.
I need to ask Eli an important question.
What?
Right. So
Are you going to try to ask me if there's sense and reason to their decisions? Because there isn't.
no. Here we go. Listen. So you used a cupboard, right, to enhance your character's thighs. What if I told you you could use the same cupboard to enhance your character's fall control?
That is true. That is true.
There is a
I think
button
if I were to move
in
the
the cupboard.
the jiffy out of the way, maybe get
Well,
past the gherkins.
next to the Ovaltine. And I know nobody drinks Ovaltine anymore, so just move that shit into the trash.
Does that exist
and just hit the button.
still?
Ovaltine? Absolutely. yeah.
Ovaltine? Yeah, it does.
Man, I remember they had commercials in the 90s, and then they didn't.
Well, that's because everybody realized that it's not actually healthy in any way, shape, or form.
What's the... It's Kool-Aid, and there's something else that the same company makes, and it's just Kool-Aid again, except they relabeled it.
Tang.
I don't think it's Tang, it's something else.
I don't think it's tank. Run, Eli, run through that door up there. My sign's right after it, since I didn't open the door on my world.
Wait, what? It's by the door, but you
It's
didn't
the
open
first-
the door.
Yeah, I didn't open the door on my end, so it's on like the other side of the door. Like, go straight a little bit, right past that.
You didn't open the door, but it's on the other side of the door? Oh, you were already there.
Oh my god! No, you're right. It does open. I'm an idiot. There you go. I thought I was.
I never opened the door, he said, as he was right next to where the door
As I
opens.
From the side from which the door is open.
Yeah, I feel like I was looking kind of down at the ground, and I was like, "Oh shit! I didn't open the door," and I forgot what side I was on. I was like, "Oh wait, this is the right side."
Like I'm struggling
Oh,
to
wait.
even explain how dumb that is, because it is dumb.
No, that was extra levels of stupid. Like my camera was pointed straight down, and I'm just like, "Oh shoot, I'm on the wrong side of this fucking playground."
This game does teach you to point your camera down all the time, though, in fairness to you, Nick.
Does it?
Alright.
Yes?
Take come to the church area.
Oh my god.
We're going to
Why am I coming to
worship death. I love death.
I don't want to worship. Gross.
Oh my god, I love death. Summoning failed.
Nice.
Just like in my fanfiction. Alright, let's try again. Guys,
think
are you
summoning
having fun
failed
over
is-
here?
You talking to us or that group of
Either
red
one.
Black Phantom?
Just turn around. My sign is right behind you.
What?
Well, I'm having fun, but Nick is clearly going hollow.
Around. Every now and then my side gets a little bit closer,
Ow.
and it's never coming round.
Such assholes. Just because you're fused with several of your family members and have a foot sticking clearly out of your buttocks doesn't mean that
Could you imagine how
deserve to take
useful
it
that
out.
would be, though? Could you imagine what a butt foot, like, think about all the things. You'd be rollerblading, right? It's like 1997, you're rollerblading, but if you have foot butt, if you do that weird kind of fall where, like, you're trying to catch yourself and you start kicking and the rollerblades are scooting, and, like, you can't catch yourself, you're going for a tailbone thwapping,
I think
you know
I
what I'm
used
saying?
rollerblades a grand total of 1 time ever.
Well, see, if you had butt foot, you would have felt much safer about it.
Well, that is the type of person that would be rollerblading in
What,
1997.
butt foot? Yes. My friend, when I was growing up, used to call them fruit booters, which, in hindsight, horribly insensitive, but goddamn was it funny.
I love the lock-on system in this game, which is to say that I absolutely detest it in every way.
It's pee good.
I don't know. Rollerblades
When are we getting
are
a
overrated.
Dragon's Dogma sequel?
You got a remaster.
seems-
Isn't that enough?
That wasn't really a remaster, it was a port.
It seems like there was some sort of news recently about specifically... I can't remember what it is, so I'm not going to talk out my ass too much about it, but it did involve Dragon's Dogma in some way, about their original team coming back together for some purpose, or something like that.
Yeah, something or other. I can't remember exactly what it was. I mean, a lot of people treat DDO or Dragon's Dogma Online as like the sequel, but I mean, Japan only, regardless of the English patches and all that shit.
Let's take this
good luck.
Western game that was clearly made for the West and make it to where the West can't play it.
Even though it sold really well in the West. Who cares, right?
We love throwing away money.
Well, that's how it got made in the
Monster
first
Hunter
place, I guess.
It's like it was. They never wanted to put Monster Hunter on the West, right? Like they never wanted to
Yeah,
focus.
that's the reason why it was
Yeah,
made
it
in
was the
first place.
substitute.
And then, lo and behold, they made one for a current generation console that a lot of people owned, 2 of them, in fact. And it turns out they marketed the shit out of it. And whoa, strangely enough, people bought it.
They also
Weird.
changed a lot, though. I imagine if they had done that,
They did.
if they had done that with the way that they were making Monster Hunter games a few years
They
prior.
did, but it's still very much a Monster Hunter game.
Nick, where'd you go?
But the point is that they actually fucking. I'm sorry. What do you want?
We're going up here to where that stupid Ember is at, and then we'll be done with this.
Oh, okay.
This horrible.
But the
area.
point is, they made it for something not the fucking 3DS or like PlayStation, but like PSP or some shit. They made it for like a real ass console that was current, and they marketed the hell out of it to the West. And guess what? It sold really well. Weird, fucking weird. Strange how that works. Almost like people will buy shit if it's well made and well marketed.
armor works really well, Nick.
God, I'm toxic.
That's true.
You're telling me.
All right,
Nice one.
let's go pick up Velka's rapier because I'm sure it'll be something amazing.
burn.
I can't wait to see what this is going to be. Oh, it actually is something.
Islith Catalyst.
Good. Now, thank
Nice.
God you have that, because otherwise you would have never gotten it.
I was really hoping for another soul of a Lost Undead or something of that nature. Really, the randomization mod has made me realize how many of those there actually are.
Well, they've got to make the environments interesting by placing items there for you to look for.
I'm surprised they didn't reduce the spawn chance of those.
It's not
Don't
determined by
forget about
chance.
the sexy ladies.
No. I'm talking about the. I'm talking about the randomizer.
Oh, I got
Like lower like the spawn chance for that on the randomizers like calculations.
Oh, there they
I
are.
see.
What are they doing?
Like less of a chance for it to be.
Did they
blank.
really land and then fail to come down here? And here they come. There they are.
Oh, there they. God, they look great on my screen. Nice. It's really good.
They're big fat asses.
God, they're pretty. They're pretty sexy.
That is true. I'm glad that you brought that up, Nick. All right.
Yeah, thank God.
All right. And I think there might be one more item over here, which will be definitely worth picking up and definitely worth our time.
In before it actually is, and the joke's
Well, the
on
playthrough
us.
is over anyway, so what could it conceivably ever be that would be that interesting? I'm really glad these things don't have that much poise.
They don't.
They do have a lot of ass, but not much poise.
They've got a lot of health,
Ow.
though.
Goes great arrow.
Oh, wonderful. See? Now you can finally fire that bow he gave you.
It just so happened to come across like 999 of those. It's so weird.
Weird.
It's also weird that
Fucking
Velka's
strange.
rapier generated right here. Like a few feet away.
Yeah.
This is where it's supposed to be, actually.
Yeah, aren't some things like guaranteed?
Is that thing back? No,
I thought that was only key items.
Alright. That's not actually where it is. It's where the planks and stuff that we knocked down before was.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I think that was where Velka's armor is supposed to be, or something like that.
It's some shitty thing, yeah.
It's been a while.
Alright.
What's the what was the cap on chaos like weaponry like for the
10.
Okay, that's what I thought.
10.
I love
yeah.
that system too. Sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 15, sometimes it's 10. Fuck you.
I thought it was always 10 for the weapons.
It's always been 10 in Dark Souls 1. I can't remember what it was in Dark Souls 2 now that you guys mention it.
Oh, I can't remember either.
Then again, I can't remember much about Dark Souls 2. I kind of forgot about it.
Well, I didn't spend nearly as much time in 2 or 3 as I did in 1.
I didn't even spend as much time in 3 as I did in 2. I got tired and bored of 3 very quickly.
Tell you, Neo improved on a lot of things, but apparently I was being told today that the DLC really fucked things up because it became obsessed with gear grinding, apparently.
The Neo DLC?
Yeah. Brozyme, who
I haven't-
does a lot of Warframe
Neo always felt
content.
more like Ninja Gaiden than Souls to me.
Yeah, basically.
Probably because it was made by the guy who made Ninja Gaiden, but you know, whatever.
Yeah,
Well,
there's a lot to be said about that game. I'm certainly never going to do a playthrough of it. Whoa, that was weird. This guy isn't... That's strange. Aggression mod isn't affecting him. He must be like... Nope.
no, here he comes.
Oh, he's just a little hammered. So,
He's just... Yeah, he's just having pathing problems.
Yeah, he's just struggling.
but I remember the only thing I'll mention is that there's a very early boss in Neo. Some witch or something in a cave, I remember.
Oh, Hino Enma, probably.
Whatever, but...
Yeah.
I remember coming across...
Fucking whatever.
coming across her, and it's like, well, nothing's working. And then I realized, oh, it's like 90% of the playstyles that you could possibly approach this fight with don't work, and they're not supposed to work. You're supposed to do this very specific sequence of animations. Like, you dodge in this specific way, and blah, 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 blah. So I realized, oh, it's because it's made by these people. So it's going to be this kind of game. But it also has Souls elements. That was my learning experience with Neo. That was the moment where I was like, I fucking hate this part.
How long did you spend playing Neo, out of curiosity?
I got the spider tits
Ah,
up until
so...
For Honor came out that night, so I put it on the back burner and just never got back to it.
God, I remember
Oh,
the
yes,
first
I
week.
remember that. Okay. Well, you gave it a fair shot, then. That's a decent way through the base game.
The most fun I had with it was doing co-op and fighting revenants.
Yeah, the Revenants were definitely some of the
What does she
toughest
mean
enemies
by
in
that?
that game.
If you seek
by what?
me, your desires will not be requited.
She's not into you.
I guess what it actually is that she's basically saying, yeah, I know I'm fucking unusual and people have tried to chase me down because of it before, so if you're here looking specifically for me, fuck you. Is basically all she's saying. Okay.
Nick, are you having fun over there, buddy?
Having a good time,
Nick,
man.
You wanna just casually stroll over here for no reason? Just to sort of, you know...
Absolutely.
And let's just do like a countdown for no particular reason. That might say end on the number 3. I think that's a good plan. Okay. 1,
I support this
2,
plan.
3.
Oh.
Well, you guys get points for effort.
I mean, we did a good
It
job.
is unusual that it's not doing anything.
Yeah, it is strange.
In before she
Huh.
now teleports out of the boss room.
I very rarely
that's-
actually fight her.
That's fine because guess what? Monster Vac. There's no escape from the monster.
Look at those
vac.
bare feety prints.
Rose.
Feet are gross.
I mean, there are stranger things to be into,
I never quite understood the feet thing.
like muscle cat women.
That's hot.
That's hot.
All right. Well, we don't get to see what was in that, or do we?
Area boss defeated, returning with newfound money.
I love
What did they pay me?
money.
They pay me real money. Oh my god, thanks for the $20.
Thanks, Priscilla. Your life for $20. Thanks. All right. Let's see.
Absolutely kill Priscilla for $20. I'd be like, listen, the amount of art you've spawned on the internet is an atrocity.
Okay.
And be removed.
Crossbreed Priscilla tail cut. 100% chance of a rare ring of sacrifice. Oh,
Thank God.
Amazing.
the loss. I feel it.
Yeah, you better just restart the run.
Why? Oh, here he is. Okay. For some reason, I thought he was down there. All right. Let's see what this has. Oh, look
The
at that.
Wanderer's set.
Thank God. Now you can look like my character.
And a falchion. This
You,
must have been where Brandon died. That's unfortunate.
Nice.
He heard the dead angling.
Where are we going next?
Just jumped off the end of the walkway.
All right. I guess we're pretty much done. We just have to do the final area. That's it.
Just the kill now, huh?
Say boy. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to the.
Because I thought I was almost done in the last episode until I remembered I had 3 fucking things to do.
the kiln of the first butthole.
I fucking... Do you remember that? The stupid noise that it plays, the comedy noise whenever you jump off?
Oh, the little stinger? Yeah.
Dun, dun.
They use a lot of stock sound effects in this game.
I forgot that the KKK Mart had a fucking sale out here.
Thank God. Thank God that joke was made. Hallelujah.
I'm sure that's going to go over just fine.
It's good. I like it. Alright. So next place to go is back to Firelink Shrine, where I will be attacked at the bonfire, as usual.
Hell yeah, dude.
Well, that's half the fun, isn't it?
And then after that... The only drops left, I guess, are the Black Knight set. I think
And a
that's
couple
it.
of Titanite chunks, I think, in the kiln.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
What?
I mean, I kind of understand it, but it's still kind of weird.
What, that there are Titanite chunks in the kiln?
Yeah, just... Like, they drop from the standard Black Knight drops.
The Black
their
Knights,
table.
yeah.
Oh, whatever.
Well, it's just to give you a couple of extra ones in case you, for some reason, don't have a +10 weapon at that point.
And it seems like I've been avoiding using the Homeward Bone, because it seems like since the last thing you were sitting at was the bonfire in there, in the painting, if I were to do that, I would have to run back through the entire level to get back out.
You would, yeah. It auto-locks your home point.
That's another weird little thing. You think they would put a bonfire at the very end or something.
Yeah, it would have been more convenient if they had.
Couple zones like that. Yeah, there's just weird shit all throughout this game. But you know what? That's part of the reason it's good. Sometimes things that are too polished aren't very fun.
And Freeland's just like a big Cheeto in this light. Just a big, delicious Cheeto. Oh, good.
Oh,
good.
Cheeto the cheater. Oh no, you lost your fuego.
Let's
Oh,
just...
he knows what to do.
Let's just completely ignore the entire system of the game. Because it's full of shit.
I like that idea.
Because having all those guys marching down here is not a good time.
Well, the best thing is, though, I mean, you should... Look, the fight would be very honorable with no cheating whatsoever. So, I mean, honestly,
Right.
you should just do
Oh,
it.
yeah, you might as well just hurry it up and vacuum them in.
I
Get
had
it over
several...
with.
I had
Put 'em
several
in the
fights.
fucking blender.
There were several parts where I did almost nothing except for fight those guys. Because of how... What are you doing still alive? How dare you?
Lord Gwyn.
I wonder if I could summon you in to have you kill NPCs.
Lord Gwyn.
Well, maybe through the power of the cupboard, it could be done.
Probably so. Wonder what he has to say. I can't even remember what the fuck your name is. That's how
Griggs.
little I give a shit about you.
I was about to say fucking Vinheim, man. I can't even. I couldn't remember his first name.
Vinheim lore is the most boring fucking shit in the world.
Master Logan's sorcery to you.
Because every goddamn
like-
thing
you
that
don't
has
like-
anything at all to do with Vinheim is just, they're from Vinheim, they love dragons. Here's
Did
all
you
the
guys
shit
you
from
don't
know
love- you
there's
don't
a
love
magic
uptight-
academy?
Uptight high fantasy dragon academy shit.
Why do they obsess over it so much? There's a magic academy where everyone learns to be magics. It's Harry Potter world. Okay, what about it? Like, is there anything going on with it? Nope, it's just there. Wow.
Well, that's fine in Dark Souls 1 because it doesn't matter. It's just some land that people come from. But the fact that it exists in every game after that, come on.
Well, it's really my own conceit now.
Dark Souls.
There's no real point in
lore.
discussing this. Really, I don't care what you have to say. Goodbye. Do stay safe. I will.
I fucking will.
Then I have no...
I'm so shitty.
Fucking up the lore of the playthrough, man. Come on.
Oh, I failed in my stupid assassination mission that's not canon.
Still over there fucking up the lore. Alright.
Humanity. And this is... Yeah, okay. It just gives you
Those
this
look like
shit.
the correct drops.
Yeah. That's disappointing. Well, he was a good test subject. And of course I'm not going to bother our friend over here. Renty is my good friend.
You've been a stranger these days. Why?
I would never harm him. Actually, never would. Aside from that last playthrough I did. I guess I did have to harm him that time.
Way to go.
I think we... Oh, didn't we... I think we did manage to kill everyone in that playthrough. Because you were there whenever I killed, what's-his-face down below.
Nito?
No. The merchant, the magic merchant in
Oh,
New London.
Ingward.
Not
no,
Ingward.
Rickard.
Yeah, Rickard. Yet another Berserk ripoff. That's true.
Yes.
Wait, what was he
Alright.
asking? I completely forgot about that.
It's the question he asked you where... Tell him
shit.
about Quelana's pyromancy.
No, I'm
yeah.
not gonna do that.
I see.
No, you stay right here.
Oh no, that was the do you find magic's unsavory?
Definitely trust you.
No, Nick, don't do that.
No, that was the question.
No, it was the pyromancy
Nah,
question.
I've talked to him too much about it. What what
See?
spectacular pyromancy?
That's the question that causes him to go hollow if you tell him
Holy
yes.
shit!
I have never seen...
That lighter you have on your belt pocket. That's
you sure?
amazing.
Yeah, when he says what spectacular pyromancy, he's talking about Quelana's pyromancy.
Yeah, that's the dialogue that prompts after the
Yeah.
one he just did. The one where he was answering yes or no before.
No, it was the same one.
Goodbye then.
Yep, the same
Oh.
one. Nick, I
Alright.
thought you knew your lore. You're supposed to be
Well,
the
I've
lore
read it
master.
a long time. I'm so sorry. You know what, man?
Nick is just going hollow, Eli. That's just what happens when you play this game for...
Beat his big bulbous phallus face.
I was wondering if I could do both. I'm disappointed. I really wanted to hit him on the way down. And have him wake up. What? I'm not an old withering snake, etc. Alright, let's see. Nothing down here of any importance, and I can't remember if I've... Yeah, I've placed this shitty thing already. Alright, offer up Freeland's souls to the Lord Vessel. Aggression mod still intact. Take all of my aggression. Man, her chest is just out of control. Very dramatic moment. By the way, the sounds that you're hearing is my internet being completely disconnected and having lost the call. Which is another dramatic moment that I will leave intact. I warned Nick and Spy before we even started. I said there are two things that are going to happen. There are two things that will happen. One is that the game will crash, which has happened 3 times now, I think. And I said that's just because Dark Souls is Dark Souls, especially with the mods running. And I said the second thing that's going to happen is that my internet will probably disconnect at some point, because it does that at least 1 time every day. And lo and behold, that's what happened. Alright. Doesn't really matter too much because they have nothing important to say. And there's nothing really important going on down here. I guess I could read a question. I did actually include questions. Pesky Gopher asked, do you think a hollow can become a human again through any means? Be it acquiring enough humanity or something else? That's what this is. Kind of a self-evident answer, but that's exactly what's going on. Like, I'm not sure if you really thought about the question exactly in those terms, but whenever you are restoring your humanity, that's exactly what you're doing. You're becoming human again. The whole point of being undead is that you're a human, except that whenever you die, you will revive. And in the process, maybe lose some of your humanity along the way. So, yeah, exactly that. I think what you're actually asking, is there a means by which you can actually lose the undead element component of it, so that whenever you die, you'll just do the same thing that a normal human would do. And the answer to that, I guess, would be found in Dark Souls 2, because that's kind of the whole point of that. As dumb as that may or may not be. It's gonna backstab fish you. Ma'am. Ma'am. Ma'am! Most unkind. Alright. I don't know why I'm trying to trick this in. I'm still recovering partially from a cold, so it's not wise for me to laugh. Oh my god. Okay. This is not going the way that it should be going. It's because the internet disconnected, that's what happened. But yeah, that's exactly what that is. That's what the whole process is like. Of course, since the Dark Soul is linked with the strength of the Light Soul, then I guess the only really way to do it would be if someone else kindled the first flame, then you potentially... Ah, Jesus Christ. Fuck. Deep fuck my ass. If that were the case, actually, I know a great solution to this problem. I know a great solution to this problem.
Oh, hey, welcome back.
There, problem solved. Alright,
What's that?
2 problems solved. What did I tell you guys? What are the 2 things that would happen?
We were
It
prepared
happened,
for this.
dude. You were spot on.
I'm so fucking good. Alright.
You are the man.
Give me a second.
Take your time.
Because I am still recording, actually.
Oh, are you?
I need to reshare my screen for you guys.
That's
there we go.
correct. Thank you.
And back in it we go. For the most
Welcome
interesting
back.
LP on YouTube.
Did you catch beat his big phallus head before you disconnected?
Yes. Because you probably missed me. I guess you missed me jumping into the pit
I did, yeah.
and
We did.
swinging at the same time.
We lost you
I was like,
right-
God, I hope he heard that.
Oh, right as
He
it
just-
connected.
We lost
beat
you
his big penis face.
right as you were getting ready to hit
Oh,
Fram.
that's too bad. You can put your sign down here, by the way. Oh, am I getting invaded? I think I'm getting invaded.
This is the kiln. This is the only place people invade in this build anymore.
Yeah, it should be right there.
Oh,
Let me
hello.
Put it back down. Oh, look at that.
Chris TV Live.
Nice. I gotta go. That's gotta be somebody who's streaming. I gotta go find this. I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. I don't care. Okay, Chris.
Oh,
Chris
amazing.
TV.
This is
Oh,
the Dark
nice.
Souls experience.
The true Dark
Sure
Souls.
is.
Just heal spam on him. Just do it. Spam all over his ass. Hang on.
Oh, this connection. This
Oh my
connection
God.
is so good.
Oh, those phantom hits, Eli.
Oh, God, that's hot.
Fantastic.
That looks nice.
This is the hottest gameplay.
I like how it didn't even summon me in, even though I clearly saw you do it. Pretty amazing, man. Oh, you got him.
GG.
Tell you, this is the true PvP experience.
And there's
That
the
is
Black
the
Knight.
true
You're just-
PvP.
Oh, that was good. But I'll tell you what, though, Chris TV Live is no longer. He's now Chris TV dead. Suck.
You show him, Nick.
Wah,
Show him.
wah,
Oh
wah.
yeah.
Alright. Thankfully, since Freelid is mighty and has a vast, vast cupboard that does not affect her whatsoever.
And a vast ass.
She has been hitting the gym, I see.
Alright. Let's try to find that summon sign one more time. They are also or black phantoms. The ghosts, they also have the red tint to them. Truly amazing. Oh, sounds like my internet disconnected again. Yep, it sure did. I can see it on the connectivity mod thing. Someone's having problems. And it's me. It's definitely me. Alright, in that case, let's just face fuck the rest of the zone and get through here. While all the... Oh, they're there. I was about to say, that's so strange. There are no enemies here anymore. There are many enemies. They are very unhappy. Alex Parvin says, Plague, you said you find solutions to problems, you analyze, you dissect. So how did you come to the conclusion that the best course of action for you is to not care about getting into a relationship anymore? Holy shit, the LP was very different from this episode, wasn't it? What your rationale behind this decision? What is your rationale behind that decision? Dude, I do not remember. I'm not in the mindset right now to even remotely come close to understanding anything that you're talking about. Holy shit. It was no rational decision. My whole Stones Don't Bleed thing was something that I started doing whenever I was a child. Like, when I was like 7 fucking years old or something is whenever that shit started. So you asking me about how come you didn't analyze that? Because I was fucking 7. Not much logic to it. It's just something that happened. That's how things work. Oh, thank God. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh man, yeah. Good times. Good Oh, nothing to see there. Nothing to see there. Alright. Let's head back in. Cheap Thrills. Arkill says, why do people like dragons? This is more up my alley right now. This has been bothering me ever since I played Dark Souls 3. And how people are willingly turning into them? Oh, wait, do you mean like in canon? As far as like why they would like the dragons within the context of Dark Souls? I imagine it's just... Yeah, that's actually a good question. Why are people obsessed with dragons? Because they're already undead who are effectively immortal. So you can't say that it's because people are able to achieve immortality or anything like that. I don't know, I guess it's just because... Probably the same reason that people get obsessed with things like that in real life. Just the concept of there's an ancient undiscovered power. It's something that we might be able to tap into. Not quite sure. In canon... Whoa. Whoa! Whoa, that was weird. I forgot that whole... Oh, cool! He slid down like he's doing the bobsledding team thing. That's amazing. I love this playthrough again. No, I never really loved it. But yeah, in canon, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Really, it's just a gameplay mechanic is what I would mainly chalk it down to. Because there's no clear reason for why people are obsessed with it. And Dark Souls 2 is more of a thing. Because the whole idea is just... We need to... Yeah. I forget what the rationale is with it in Dark Souls 2. What do you think, Spy?
With what?
I was reading out questions since my internet is consistently dying. And this question was, why do people like dragons? And at first I thought it was like, why do they like dragons in real life? Fuck these people. Which I was like, well, that's up my alley. And then I read the rest of the question. It was like, this has been bothering me since I played Dark Souls 3, and how people are willingly trying to turn into them. So I started thinking about it, I was like, why are people obsessed with trying to turn into dragons whenever the undead exist, and they're effectively immortal in the first place?
Well, because the undead, their immortality comes at the cost of losing their minds. The dragons, at least the way that they're depicted in the Dragon Covenants in the various Souls games in which those appear, turning into a dragon appears to allow you to avoid going hollow and losing your mind. So I would say that's probably motivating factor number 1.
But it does transform you into a weird sex pervert of some sort.
Well, would you take that over losing your mind and just being a walking piece of beef jerky for the rest of eternity?
If you're already a sex pervert, which most of the dragon people do seem to be.
Well, there you go. And I would say motivating factor number 2 is... God. Oh, dear.
Oh, boy.
Not between
Freeland, no! Oh, Freeland. Nick.
Are we recording?
You might need the... Yes, we might need a summon sign from you.
Fuck
we are
yeah!
Still, we are still
It's
recording.
the pillars at the beginning.
Are you sharing your screen? Oh, there we go.
Fuck yeah, there it is.
Even as I speak.
Oh, I love my ISP. I love this playthrough. Everything is going so well.
I didn't know we were recording, so I'm just sitting over here just fucking...
Just jerking it, yeah.
Just whipping out the meat.
blowing my Slim Jim up. Where's Randy Savage?
I cannot tell you how done I am with this playthrough at this point, though. I'm so glad that this is coming to an end.
Well, this playthrough, this has gone on for how long, Eli? This has been how many months now?
By the way, Red Phantom, Weird Ghost, Black Knight, guys.
Yeah.
That's great.
Fuck yeah.
The last
But yeah,
playthrough
how long has
took
this playthrough been?
The last playthrough took almost a year. I think I actually finished it on almost the year anniversary. This one has been slightly less than that. I think it's been like 10 months instead of, or maybe 11, I'm not quite sure.
It's almost like making a YouTube series is far more time consuming than most would realize.
Yeah, I've been putting this off too because, one, I've been sick, of course.
Yeah.
Another is I've been desperately trying to get done with an animation I'm currently working on. So every day it's like, well, I could waste my time finishing off that stupid playthrough, or I could actually do my job.
I'm gonna do the connection attempt
No,
thing to you.
don't chase me. I'm scared. I'm scared of the Black Knights.
God, I'm so scary. Please don't do it.
Nick, is your sign down anywhere?
Long, man. Yes, it is down by the 4 pillars. I just did an attempt to reconnect to you just to make sure I'm in the same node as you.
Good, because I would love to see what's going to happen. They are very angry.
Yeah,
Okay, they cannot
leash.
pursue.
Oh, look at those bitch.
There's a zone line there.
Oh,
Look at
look
those
who's a little baby bitch.
Stupid bitch.
Fucking pathetic.
A lot of Russian players on this node. What's going on with
Yeah.
that?
know.
What's going on with that? Like, I need to know if there's something going down. Like,
It's everybody else using legit engine. That's what's going on.
yeah.
Getting in their getting in the last legs of the game that you can no longer purchase on Steam.
Oh yeah, the nostalgia.
Oh yeah, that Russian nostalgia.
I look
They
at
still
some of
drop
these
normal weapons,
names.
though.
We got Freestyler, we got Steel, we got Russia.
Oh yeah.
We got
I love
Acid.
going through and reading these things off. I wish I could read out what the hell these Russian character text things are. It's always some weird, like I could sort of read some weird ass languages. Russian though, it's so the acrylic, it's so fucking weird.
Well, Eli, can you
Right on top.
can you copy paste the text out of the connectivity mod and paste it into like Google
I
Translate?
don't think so. Don't really have the time to do that right now, regardless.
Fair
Where
enough.
is your sign again, Nick?
Well, it was right up there on the 4 like pillar area, but I moved it
Oh,
down.
wait,
to the
there it
bottom.
No, it's showing
Oh,
up
of
now.
course, it's doing that stupid fucking thing where it's going to show the old sign. Beautiful.
Summoning Phantom.
Yeah, it's not. All right, it's right. I put it like right where you
Summoning
are. So.
failed.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, believe it or not, this playthrough sucks. Oh wait, there it is. Oh, here they come. Here come the good boys.
Believe it or not, old summoning signs.
Look at that airtime. Holy shit. Fucking Air Jordan became a Black Knight at some point.
Aren't you completely legitimate level 710? How are you taking so much damage?
These guys hit like trucks, that's how.
Yeah, remember this aggression mod is stacking like plus 50% damage on top of the fact that they are like double phantoms. So they're dealing a large amount of damage.
If you've been hit by a truck, you should call emergency services.
Oh, Nick has returned home. I love that this is happening. This is a good time
What?
for this.
Oh, Jesus, of course it did. Yeah, I was like, I'm here. And it's like, it's not. It just sends me
It's
back.
not.
It's
Never
not.
mind. The Nevermind summoning system, I forgot that was implemented into Dark Souls
The
1.
whoops.
The whoopsie daisy. Jesus Christ.
It's okay, Eli. Just parry it.
What are you talking about? It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Just parry it.
I love that I was hit by the first frame of his attack while he was also staggered.
Just parry it.
That's good. You know, I should. You know, there's something I haven't been doing in this playthrough at all.
Oh, what? It's almost like, just parry it.
Well, considering I haven't parried anything in probably half a year now.
Well, you
Probably
don't
gonna
like
go well.
parrying at all anyway, so.
Yeah, it's not a particularly healthy system in the first place. Like, we're coming up on Gwen, and he's such an easy boss. Like, have you ever tried fighting him at all without parrying him? No. And, well, step one, why not? How come you've never even attempted it? And to that end, I know the answer. It's because they looked up... They tried to fight him one time whenever they first started playing, and then they looked up, he's hard, what do I do? It's like, we'll just parry him, just parry fishing, and then everything is solved. And then they did it, and it worked. And ever since then, that's all they ever have done with it.
I'm fairly certain I remember an interview with Miyazaki or with somebody from FromSoft. I think
Well,
it
they
was
tried to make
Miyazaki
it
where,
like you were fighting a player. Like he has everything that you have.
he talked about how he regretted that they made that decision because it made the fight with Gwyn just kind of a cheese fest.
It's a good decision. Pairing is just ass. That's the problem. What the hell's going on with their AI? Amazing. Oh, good. Good. I'm guessing that the internet's conking out again. This is a good time for this to happen. Well, say goodbye to Nick, guys. Say goodbye to Nick. So long, Nick. I'm sure that you'll be just fine. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, back to me. Since apparently our internet is shit right now. This is actually the worst that it's been in, like, months. Bad timing. Bad timing. It would suck if I was trying to play a multiplayer game right now. Christ. That's like more than 50% of my health. I probably should have upgraded my Estus Flask at some point. But that would be kind of foolish if you really think about it. Oh yeah, I was going to try the parry, wasn't I? That's the thing I was going to try to do. That didn't work too well. Let's try again. Let's... I was going to say, let's try again. Let's try a third time. It's been a minute, especially the axe ones. The axe ones are actually pretty difficult to parry, we'll say. But this is the value of the mod. The aggression mod, the randomization. I guess the randomization's done. Because there's nothing left that's going to be randomized. Because I don't... Yeah, like even Gwen isn't going to give you anything. So it doesn't matter one way or the other. So all that's left is conquering the aggression mod. And then that's it. Oh, man. Oh, I love that. You can see the other one, like, off in the distance. Like, 1, 2, 3. This all filing in for me to Hulk Hogan them to death. Oh, yeah. Love this. He didn't die? Holy shit. I could have swore that he was on, like, his last pixel, like, 3 times in a row. Maybe this big-ass stick isn't the solution. Maybe I should use an even bigger stick. Maybe that's the solution. Actually, you know, looking at it, 693, I don't think there's much else that would give me a bigger AR than that. And what really matters is having the giantest AR of all. That is the most important. There we go. That's that fast roll that I want. Now this is Frieda's final form. Actually, that was her final form before, but this is her finaler form. The one that precedes the final form by being the final one. The most final of all. Alright, come on, dickwads. You want my meat? You want my sweet Freelid meat? Gonna have to take it by force, my friends. It's amazing how much concentration you actually have to have for this garbage. Alright, down to 2. From 2. I'm sure there's... Yep, here comes another one. Damn, look at that airtime. That is crazy. I really... They haven't been here to see it both times because of the internet. I really wish that they could have seen that. Jesus Christ.
Congratulations, that's awesome, Nick.
Yeah, that's awesome, Nick.
Yeah! Oh, yeah.
I have to say something in case you are saying something you shouldn't be saying.
Oh,
Holy
I'm playing
shit.
Fortnite!
Yeah, you shouldn't be saying that.
Nick just pieced out. He's
It's like you got
some Fortnite
you have two things you could possibly say. Something horribly racist, or I'm playing Fortnite. You decide which one's worse.
Oh, don't do that. Oh, man.
Welcome
I'll
back.
screen share for you whenever I can. No
Take your
promises.
time.
I mean, you probably don't need to. We know how this goes, right?
The internet disconnect thing is being really, really bad today. Like the worst it's been in like months. Which is, you know, that's just how it should be, right?
Right, on the one day we decide to sit down and record this,
Yeah.
of course.
I'm guessing that it's because they're doing some sort of work on the tower. God, that's a huge amount of damage.
It's not even a tower. It's the beacon of
Like,
disappointment.
what, removing the pigeon nests?
Let's get up here and
They're
remove the
always doing
fucking
something.
pine straw. It's like, yeah.
No, they're putting the pigeons in. They're installing the pigeons is what's actually going on.
Oh, right, because the pigeons are the ones that carry the packets. I remember
Look
now.
at that airtime. That's crazy.
Dude, he's like fucking Space Jam!
I don't remember them jumping that high.
Dude, he went, like, the distance.
Like,
Well,
I
these-
really don't think they're supposed to jump that high.
These guys
Come
are all
on.
about the hang time, man.
I had an interesting discussion about pine straw the other day, actually.
Did you?
And how
Wow.
in some areas it's called bundled pine needles, but in the southeast it's bundled pine straw. Like, if
What
you
the
to
fuck
buy
are
it
you
at the
talking
store.
about?
Fucking,
You're telling
like,
me-
pine needles.
You can buy pine needles at a store in the
because
southeast?
people use them as kind of thing, like
By the way, the audio
Guns and shit.
quality on this conversation is amazing right now. Pine needles. Fan-fucking-tastic. And I get the impression the internet has disconnected once again. As it should. As it should. This truly is the Dark Souls experience that everyone wanted from this playthrough. Yeah, it disconnected once again. My only friend now is Solaire. It seems like I ruined the last playthrough by summoning Solaire in at the very end. And we kind of just face-fucked Gwen to death, accidentally. Ah, God. But that won't happen this time. That won't happen this time. God. Fucking poise. That's what I was afraid of. That's what I was afraid of. Oh, Freelid, your meat can't save you now. Oh, only the power of broken parry systems can save us. And maybe a loading doors. Like, yeah, that could also save us. The power of loading. If it comes to it. Maybe I can actually get a parry out. Oh, I love it whenever you get to completely ignore their attacks. As they're rushing in to, cheat, basically. How dare they cheat? No, 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 no! Only I can cheat! God damn it! Ah. Love this. I love it. An unhandled exception has occurred in your application. If you continue, the application will ignore this error and attempt to continue. Please do. Please do. As my computer burns and crashes, please do. You know what? I've got a great solution. Let's be a fucking shitty mage. Freelance at 110. It's not all strength. Some of it's quote-unquote intelligence. The intelligence to make little balls hover above your head that do all the work. That requires some degree of intelligence, apparently. Which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but in this universe it makes you very, very smart. Wow. Okay, maybe that's not the solution. Maybe magic does have some limitations, but not too many. Oh, I wish I had the range. That would be super nice, if that were the case. I'm just gonna run away like a coward. Just as an excuse to look at Freelid's giant, life-giving ass. I think that's acceptable. This calls for some testing. Come on, gentlemen. Let's do some testing. It does, like, nothing to them. Does magic actually suck this much? The answer is yes. Yes, it does. Such a powerful, powerful attack. Right here. Now, I know Dark Beat is broken. Oh, I'm glad Dark Beat is broken. Why am I picking this shit up? Oh, well, it keeps me marginally sane, I guess. That is true.
Everybody together for a couple hours.
We could, yeah. Welcome back.
Believe
Welcome back.
Don't share your screen.
This has been the perfect ending.
I think
To
so
this
too.
playthrough,
Don't share your screen this time.
Why, you think that's having a negative impact on the entire system?
I mean, it's damn sure going to peg your connection, because I mean that's a huge upload going alongside all the other bullshit.
Well, that is true.
And I mean anything to like lighten the load on it to prevent disconnects. And Lord knows it ain't like we don't know what's happening, right?
Yep. Gonna go in there and spam parry a few times and troll a little Gwyn. Yeah.
I've actually been using magic.
Oh, okay.
I'm face fucking him with Dark Bead at this point.
That's viable.
The darkest of beads.
Other
You'll find
spammy
it
magic.
fucking Hobby Lobby.
Other spammy magic is viable. Combustion, Black Flame, those work on him too.
I forgot about Black. I don't think I've actually gotten Black Flame on this playthrough.
Lord, we better go get
Isn't
it.
that one that you have to trade in a soul for? Because I've done none of that.
No, it's on a corpse in the abyss.
Kind of weird that I never encountered it then.
DLC
Yeah, that was
areas.
why it was easy for people to do the new
I've
game.
always detested that system, the whole trading in souls thing, especially whenever one soul counts for... 3 was real bad about that.
Oh yeah. Well, 3
Like
was
getting
deliberately
one soul.
designed. 3 did that not only with souls but with rings, like the +2 rings, where you had to go into new game +2.
God, fuck the whole +1, +2 ring shit.
Agreed.
I'll have to choke someone's neck for that.
Load of nonsense. No, but we want to encourage people to play the game again. That's not a good way to do it. No, making a couple of piddly upgrades to rings
They
exclusive.
carry
to new
over
game
the
+2.
PvP.
Yeah.
It was a crappy system for sure, but
It's another case of them not really getting it. Like, they
Yeah.
sort of understand what people are doing, but they have no idea what they're doing at the same time.
Well, it's the same reason why they understood that people liked the difficulty about the games, but then they thought that's all people wanted, and yeah.
prepare to die again and again.
So much.
You'll lose your souls over and over.
It's like, yeah, you know, I
LOL.
didn't like, wandering around and taking alternate paths in a semi-open world kind of like Metroidvania system, and I didn't like rushing certain weapons, then using that for the entire play. I didn't like that stuff. I just wanted hard.
Yep.
Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to... You know the MMO... This it's funny how similar this is to like an MMO, where you're like a starter nobody, but then you see the level 50 area, and you can go to the level 50 area, you'll probably die, but if you manage to survive through your wits by just using exploits or whatever, you can get something really good.
Exactly.
Would
And
actually be a fair comparison to that would be something like Morrowind, like as opposed to like Skyrim, where everything's like leveled with you. Like because Morrowind had a lot of like unleveled items where like, oh, I can go into this cave at the beginning of the game and fight these stupid hard enemies, but sneak past them with invisibility potion and go grab this chest. That's gonna give me a two-handed weapon that's like a level 50, and I know I'm gonna crush the fuck out of the game.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Which stuff like that, while it's kind of stupid, it's also kind of fun.
well, it
Like,
is.
There's merits to it.
That's the thing, and I think they tried so hard to sanitize the Souls games, starting really with 2, but especially 3. 3 was the worst about sanitization, where, no, we don't want you to play the game that way. We want you to play the way that we envisioned the game would be played.
Yeah, the correct way of playing. If people are playing a game in a way that you didn't envision, then clearly the design of the entire game is at fault. We need to tighten it up to prevent people from enjoying the game in ways that we do not anticipate.
Precisely.
Oh, my sign's down at the 4 pillars again.
Oh, thank God, Nick. Because I really look forward to touching your sign and then having the internet disconnect again.
Yeah, but I mean, if that literally is like what's
No, it would not be, but it would be funny if it was.
I mean, God, first off, amazing. Second, amazing. Third, then just finish this shit. Go do it. Go win.
Don't let us hold you back.
I think that there's probably like 4 more enemies left at this point, because I've been baiting them around and killing them all slowly.
You've been given the dark bead. Oh.
Which I'm completely out of at this point.
Oh. Dark speed.
Share screen. Okay, let's try this again. Accidentally hit the
Don't share
stream
that
Dark Souls button from Discord.
As soon as like your screen share popped up, my Dark Souls crashed.
Good. Good.
Brilliant. Amazing.
What a bag of dicks.
This has truly been the true Dark Souls.
This has
is
been the
final part.
experience for sure.
This
Whatever
is the
fucking part
authentic
this is.
experience.
Now, before we go off on a tangent of like, oh well, you guys are heavily modded. My game actually isn't. Mine's actually a fresh install. Eli's is.
Yours is
Mine
like
is actually,
even
mine is actually a fresh install, so I don't.
like you've done as many updates as you can possibly do to the game and everything around it. It is at full functionality right now. Unlike my internet connection. Since I can tell since no one's talking, it has been disconnected once again. I am most certain. Which, thank God for that, because why would we want to have a continuous conversation whenever we could have one that's just fading in and out of consciousness? Almost reflecting the state of my sanity, as it were. See if we can run over here and summon Solaire, so that he can die most horribly to the 2 enemies that are left in this area. This is the appropriate way to end this entire playthrough. Just as limply, completely, impotently as possible. It is kind of impressive, though. Whoa! It is kind of impressive, though, that the internet functionality has been working as well as it has been, which I think speaks a lot to Wolf's connectivity mod. You get him, Solaire. You get him. All right, let's race for the door before anything else happens. We don't want to have a final conversation at the end. That would be unacceptable. We want to get to Gwen as the Discord alerts go off, telling me that it's attempting but failing completely. Amazing. You get him, Solaire. I'm glad that they're more... Whoa! Look at the damage he's taken. Now, it probably would not... Ooh. It would probably not be good. I was about to say, it probably would not be good if he were to survive, because then Gwen would get a huge, like, boost to his health. And Solaire, with his 0 health points remaining, would probably not be particularly helpful at that point. So, obviously, the correct decisions have been made. Fantastic. Love this game. Love this mod, love this playthrough. Love my internet connection. Everything's going great. The party bus is pulling up. I'm hopping inside. The barrel is entering my mouth. Well, maybe not that part. Alright, new plan. Run through the fucking level. Even more than the true Dark Souls experience is the even truer Dark Souls experience of completely neglecting the entire content of the game in favor of Microsoft.NET Framework errors. Thank you, Microsoft.NET Framework, for ruining Nick's game in addition to ruining mine. Everything's going great. Don't stab me in the back. That is rude. I think that's the real problem with the Black Knights. They don't know how rude they're being. They were just never taught manners because they are gods, and as we know from God of War, gods are to never be trusted because they simply do not value the lives or experiences of other people.
Lord knows, don't share that screen on me.
Welcome
baby.
back.
Nope. Nope.
Don't spray you.
No. Nothing's gonna happen. No screen sharing, no summoning, no internet connection, no conversation, no content in this particular playthrough. Just running to the exit.
Everyone's fired. Go home. We're
I mean,
gone.
theoretically, you could still summon me.
In theory, I could do a lot of things. In
I
theory.
mean, that definitely wasn't breaking it. It was obviously the screen share. So
Truly it was. Solaire, get in here. I'm sure you'll be of great assistance. I managed to summon him once before. He died in about 2 hits.
Solaire's the big weenie. Yeah, why don't you just buff that boss up a little bit more?
Yeah, that's what I want. That's exactly what I want.
How many
you'll be
hot
happy to
dogs do
know.
you think Gwen could eat at one time?
I don't know, but I'm traversing that white light.
push your way into it deep.
Hot dogs.
Oh, thank you for hitting me in the back on the way in here.
Nick, you know Gwyn doesn't like hot dogs.
Good parry. Good parry.
He obviously does. He turned his entire house into a grill.
Gwyn's a hamburger kind of guy, Nick.
I don't know.
You
He
that.
might have been doing both. I mean, the motherfucker lives in a giant grill. Don't screen share.
He's the hot
Eli.
dog.
Eli, you know what's going to happen. Don't do this.
That's why it's gonna happen.
God
This
damn
is
it.
deliberate now? Is that where we're going? Is this really what we've resorted to?
We're just going to spite the
Yes.
shit out of it.
Okay.
Oh.
Baby, make it hurts. What is the likelihood that you could just run all the way to the fucking boss?
I did. That's what I just got through doing, and I got killed by Gwyn
Fuck yeah.
because I got hit in the back by a black knight through the fog.
Oh my god. I'm coming. I'm coming. Here I come. Oh.
Nick, please come.
I am coming many times. I was running down to the boss fog to try to like get a little fucking splat, so I'm running back
Whoop,
up.
no, not that one.
Oh,
Not
no.
that one. Watch the
Baited.
feet of that. Just no, not that one. No.
Oh, for God's sakes, I'm so like what's the new term for it? Tilted at this point. Like I'm not angry. I'm just kind of out of whack. And the internet has disconnected once again, and the game has crashed. Fantastic. Thank God, freedom. Maybe now I can call the ISP people and ask what the fuck they are doing. Alright.
Oh, Mungo's back.
Back at it.
I'll
Absolutely
go in charge of
nothing has
internet
changed
today.
at all, other than me restarting my computer and calling the ISP people and complaining. And now magically everything is just fine, at least until I actually mention that it's just fine, in which case it will be really, really bad. Damage numbers are erupting in the distance.
I mean, it's cool. At least everything's dead, so you're clear.
It's amazing how that inexplicably happened.
I don't know, man.
A friendly phantom came and killed all the enemies.
friendliest
Actually.
phantom. That is true.
Actually, this
Gives
time.
me a chance to summon another friendly phantom, and finally put a stake through the heart of this horrible, horrible LP.
Oh God, please don't delay.
You know, can you remember, like, I started this LP because I thought it would be fun, because I wanted to relax.
What was going through your head?
Well, the first bit of it was fun. It's just that now it's become just a living nightmare.
Why would you summon that garbage?
Funny
can?
how that happens.
Because I
isn't
want
it? How
Gwen to
things
have more health.
that seemed like a
Great.
good idea at the time just grow into something completely distorted and monstrous.
Fuck this LP.
What if I just teleported Solaire off a cliff?
Can you believe some people actually enjoyed this LP until now?
Well, who's to tell them they're wrong? Some people enjoy watching others suffer.
If you enjoyed this playthrough, check out patreon.com/plagueofgripes.
I don't even know if that's the name. I don't know. I don't care.
I think it is. It might be. I don't know.
Alright.
I feel like you should know before me.
Oh.
If you enjoyed this playthrough, check out Plague's Patreon so that you can enjoy cat women.
You know, I barely...
Yeah?
You probably mentioned my Patreon as much as I have in the past year. Okay.
You heard him, folks. Check it out. Patreon.com/.
I took some Tylenol or whatever, ibuprofen or whatever, and it's gonna take a while to kick in, but let's just get in there and just kick the living fucking shit out of Gwen. What were you talking? You were talking about diapers earlier.
I was talking about the Dark Souls 2 playthrough from a hot minute ago where we had Shrunkalanus, who was the poopy diaper man, who smeared his poopy diaper on the throne.
Ah, yes, yes. And then I said I was gonna turn Gwen's face into a Pollock painting or something like that.
There was a lot of talk of shit in the downtime.
Da-na-na.
Bitch.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Alright, this is my one hit.
Who parried it?
1,017 damage, 1% health gone.
Nice. Dude, Solaire just staggered him. I'm proud of him.
Solaire's such
So
a good
am I. I'm
boy.
just-
Yeah, you say that
Oh my god, I'm thrusting deep in his ass.
until Solaire gets wrecked. Oh, no, or not. If you guys just poise spam him to death, then...
Why does he have so much fucking
I'm
health?
sorry. Is this not fair, Gwen? Is this unfair? What's wrong?
Thrust. Just unending thrust.
Did you envision the end of your era differently?
Fair and balanced.
What a finale.
Working as intended.
Thank God for that sunlight
We
medal.
got him, though. Yeah, get that for sure. Thank God you have that.
All right.
What ending are you going to choose, Eli?
Oh, he's going to throw himself into the fire, of course, because he's just ready for the world to burn at this point.
You know, there is
Light
something
me
to be
up,
said
dude.
for. I was originally just like, well, Freeland's whole thing is fire and whatnot, so of course she would set herself on fire. But the more I think about it, it's like, yeah, but then that would just reset the world and allow this to continue going. And fuck that.
You
So
know-
there is an argument to be made for just leaving.
Well, here's another argument.
Uh-huh.
Slim Jims are technically never put anywhere near fires, so I mean, like
What
theoretically,
happens to
they're
them
made in
whenever
the
you
dark.
set them on fire, whenever you try to heat them up?
I don't know, but I know they're made in the dark recesses of a factory. So why don't you just step on into the dark and become the Slim Jim that you were meant to be?
Yeah. Then again, the fire ending would be faster. But who cares?
I like how
Well,
now
you
it's
can,
now
you
it's
can
a question
skip
of
the cutscene anyway. Oh, but you're not going to, right?
Actually, that is the more fitting ending. Setting it on fire, but just skipping the fucking cutscene. You're right.
There, yeah.
You're right,
see?
Spy.
Just burn it all and then
Just
skip the
skip
cutscene.
Oh, the lore! The lore, never mind.
No. Dark soul.
Fuck you. Fuck this.
Thank
fucker.
you, everybody, for joining us for this adventure. We hope you've all enjoyed it, because Plague sure hasn't.
The hell with this LP.
Dark souls.
And I love how the music is overtaking you.
As it should.
just comes in hot.
Fuck the music.
Like lights your ass up.
Just mash that confirmation button.
That's my favorite.
Smash that like
It's probably my
button, everybody.
favorite song
End
in the
it.
game, but fuck it.
Don't forget to put hashtag notification squad in the chat.
The first LP
Make
where
comments.
people were like, "Oh, and it's so great. I'm almost feeling like so emotional right now." This one is like, "Nah, fuck it, fuck it."
Well, after 10 months of what you've been putting yourself through,
I wonder if in New Game Plus, if it's percentage based, the enemies, like their health and everything goes up. It's probably set, but if it's percentage based, like they're adding a multiplier on top of it, it would make it even more insane. Because it would be like a multiplier on top of existing multipliers.
don't tell me you're thinking about going to try that.
No. I'm not even going to let anyone even see it. We won't go anywhere near an enemy. We're staying right in this cell.
Oh,
Yeah, don't
good.
leave. Just stay there
I
forever.
hope
That's the canon
that,
ending.
it won't be, because I know it can't be. But I would be delighted if that thing drops in and the randomization kicks in, and it's just a soul of a lost undead. And there's no key.
Well, hang on. That might be a lore. That might be a lore thing. Because like maybe the soul of the lost undead was the key the entire time.
Well, we could find out.
Because like that means you're the lost undead, and you were the key to linking the fucking
First flame. Oh my god, lore.
I have to admit, I was actually kind of hoping that Eli's internet connection would die during the cutscene of the ending. But since that hasn't happened,
Well, because
This
then you
will
get,
have to-
you get the humor of the fact that it disconnected again, but then also it's over.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
But
buff that blue popsicle. Make sure you
this
do
will
that.
have to suffice,
I need
I
all the
guess.
power I can get to end this LP.
Don't
To
forget
what,
to chug all your
There it
Estus.
is.
Oh, damn. You didn't chug all your Estus, Eli.
I
That's
like how we're
horrible.
actually disappointed that you're trapped.
Damn.
Or that you're not trapped,
That
rather.
he's not trapped, yeah.
I can't talk. It's cool.
Oh well.
That's alright.
At least I
So,
can just stay here in the corner forever. That's the true ending.
Well, I mean, it could be like the hidden ending in Far Cry 4, where you just hang out in the beginning of the game where you're told to, where in order to continue the game you're not supposed to, but there's like an Easter egg ending where if you do, the game just ends and you beat it, and
Oh,
that's
right,
it.
I want the UFO
Okay,
ending to Dark Souls. I want to open the
that'd
cell
be great,
door
too.
and then discover there's a door to the side that's also openable, And then you go inside, and there's just a dog working the controls, like a little Shiba.
I want you both and everybody who's watching this to know that I uninstalled Dark Souls while we were watching that ending
Thank God,
cutscene.
just in time to make space for Dark Souls Remastered.
Woo! I can't wait to
Coming
give
April
them
20th.
again.
25th.
25th.
Fuck
May.
yeah, sponsored.
Oh, God.
Check us out on Grindr.
Yeah, check me out, dude.
Anything you two want to say?
No?
No? Good. Good.
Alright.
Alright.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. We love you.
The only takeaway is that Freeland still looks absolutely amazing. In fact,
Slim Jim.
let's just strip her of everything.
Do that. God, yeah. Install the nude mod, thanks.
Let's just destroy everything. There we go. This is the appropriate ending. She looks so downtrodden.
Jesus fucking Christ, she looks like a roid rage person at a gym.
She reminds me of one of those that what's her name? That Japanese female bodybuilder.
God.
Tell you, 710 will really fuck you up. Alright. That's it for this shitty playthrough, everyone. Go away.
Take care, everybody.
Go away. Come on, grunt
See
with
you
this.
next time Plague
Grunt with
decides
this,
to do
spies.
Am I doing it right?
This is the UFO ending.
It is.
Look at that gelatinous
Got
blob.
that UFO.
There she
Oh,
is.
God. It was all worth it. It was all worth it.
See?
She's got a thick butt.
This is the this is your thumbnail. This is your thumbnail. This is trending. Look at those flippers!
Oh God! Look at those feet! Oh my God!
Yeah,
I
buddy.
love that her
Can you
tits are the UFO.
Its ass is gorgeous.
It's just like
I love the way
undulating. Oh,
it looks like the
I
fucking.
think those are
Logan Gap.
thighs.
I think they
They
are.
are.
It's pretty hot, to be honest.
Christ.
The whole thing.
Hold on.
Plague,
wait.
if you tap the circle button to jump back into the corner. Oh God.
Little ding
Oh,
ding.
you sweet angel. All right, hold on. One more time.
Oh, well, what is it? Because she'll spread her arms out and it'll look even stupider.
You can't even really tell that they're even there.
Ah, damn.
Fantastic.